Where do mice attack cats? Well, the one that's infected by this pathogen does. Drive the mouse crazy to the point where it's attacking cats, and the cat go because the pathogen actually wants to get into the cat. How does the pathogen get into the cat? When the cat eats the mouse, the pathogen gets into the daggone cat and continues its life. So, you know what I mean? We animals. Might not sound right. Humans don't come from apes. We are apes. Why? Because monkeys have tails, apes don't have tails. I could go on and on and on. Man, get the book, Chronology of Human Evolution. All right? I wrote the joint. It's simple. I was basing off Dr. Ben's work. Get this, Chronology of the Bible, a challenge to the standard version. You know what I'm saying? This motivated me. Dr. Ben's work motivated me to do this, give you something simple. Get the Time Life magazine, y'all, and get this. Warning, okay? They say, we're not ready for the next pandemic. When was this written? May 15, 2017. That's 3 years ago, y'all. They was already telling you what was going down. But since y'all don't follow science and y'all not understand it, I mean, man, Corey and the pseudo killers, man, we talk about this all the time, man. I think we've actually been conquered by religion. And we're in a state of mind where religion is unjustly stopping us to think because we are afraid. Remember I said this on that we're more afraid of the vaccine than the daggone pathogen. I said it. How can you be more afraid of the vaccine than the virus?
Good question. Let the brother Corey add on if you got something.
And, I just wanted to add on because your question was, how come people don't understand, the evolution thing? How come they can't understand that we don't come from monkeys or, we don't come from apes. We are apes, This is most of these people that's putting out this pseudo information, they all understand this very well. The thing is, it interferes with not only their belief system, but their bottom line. So, they're going to continue no matter what kind of information you bring them, no matter what kind of facts you bring them. Because what Unc is talking about is not some type of college level evolutionary biology. This is, high school, biology 101. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you even went to class for a week in high school to science class, you understand simple mutations and bacterias and you know what I'm saying? At least human evolution, So this is not some unbelievable science that that you have to go to college for 8 years to learn. And this is very simple and very easy. The problem is we have certain leaders, certain charismatic leaders in the community that push misinformation. And it sounds good. It's a lot easier.
So what y'all think? What y'all think about the bill? You know what I mean? Did you learn something? Did you have a winner, loser, or there was neither? You just felt like it was a good dialogue? Was it a bad dialogue? You dig? We need some opinions in the chat and on the panel. We need some opinions how the dialogue went. Like, did you see it as a dialogue where it's educational? Did you see it as a dialogue where it wasn't educational? Did you see it as a debate where there's a winner or loser, or a debate where it wasn't a winner or loser? I want your thoughts on this.
I don't think it should have been a debate, although it kind of turned into that. There was the opportunity for it to just be a dialogue and a build, but Unc made it pretty clear early on, soon as Divine joined the panel, that he wasn't really interested in that he kind of wanted to make it, more personal. And Divine really was just trying to bring information, and it could have been really powerful. And for them to have as much information about the science, they pretty much interrupted everything scientific. It was a lot of opinion or conjecture with no real evidence to support it. So I was a little confused at different times, and then of course, I was trying to be um diplomatic about it, but a lot of times it's like you're cutting off someone that's actually trying to inform the people and have sources, and you're cutting him off for people to continue a rant, you
Right.
know, which was just a little weird to me. But I understand, his position or whatever, but it's just it's unfortunate that it was that many brothers on the panel and there was not a wealth of information that was given out.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like Divine was trying to present some information. Yeah, I, this is, hey man, we're living in it, right? It's still going on, so it should be. I mean, like we played Dr. Fauci how many times, and different people's different surgeons, ERs. Like there's so much to talk about with this virus. We can talk about like what the ERs are experiencing, what the surgeons are experiencing, what the um, nurses are experiencing. Like it's all over. It's a pandemic. It's a crisis. It's all over your TV. Like you could just pick any channel, and they're talking about this madness, and the people were not made aware of how serious this was. You dig? Not was how serious it is today. And I they talk about a virus at the very end, but I think that should have been brought up from the start. Like we should know what a virus is.
And that's the thing, like the entire conversation is so hard to get them away from their talking point.
Right.
Like we're spending time talking about the potential of a vaccine that does not exist. Like, and that's the thing. Like y'all talking about some
I
other
don't know
shit.
what the hell that was about. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing. Like I said, certain people they're one trick ponies and they talk about the same shit over and over and over. It don't matter what the conversation is, this always comes up. And I just don't understand why getting vaccinated was even a part of the discussion when there is no fucking vaccine.
I don't know what the hell that was about. That was crazy.
I was so happy that Rob Bourne came in and pointed that out because Divine Prospect was kind of falling into the trap of getting wrapped up in discussing
Yes,
that when
I was
what are we
surprised.
talking about?
Yeah, I was surprised my boy Divine Prospect was going through those rabbit holes. I'm like, yo, Divine, stay on topic. Stay with the subject, which is the coronavirus. Like, stay here. He fell for the rabbit holes, and now we're talking about something totally different. Now we're hypothetical. Yeah. Great point. Great observation. Yeah, so I felt like, yeah, it was an argument. It wasn't a dialogue, debate, nothing. It was an argument. And when you have 1,300 people watching, I mean, this is the best time to teach, to show what you got. This the best time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was a complete waste of time. And like what I did notice is okay, so initially they were saying they giving their little stuff about trying to make sure the information is correct. First off, the title, I don't know what Zion Lex
I was lost.
yeah, I don't know what Zion Lex allegedly said, but it wasn't really addressed in detail or any clarity. So initially they came out talking about, things that we need to do to protect ourselves and CDC guidance on it or whatever. And then out of the blue, because again, it's kind of obvious that their level of information on the knowledge on the subject matter is very limited, limited to the CDC publications and different things that they may come across, but they're not really digging deep into it. And it's obvious because it kind of went into this weird spinoff about evolution and the whale, and it was just a lot of weird shit that came up.
Yeah, I don't know how we went there. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and I was a little confused as to how we even arrived there. So then when Divine Prospect finally got on, and he was really bringing out some more factual information and kind of digging into the data. And that's the one thing is anybody can repeat an article or kind of try to paraphrase what's being said. But it takes a different type of intellectual to be able to look at a data set and analyze it and come to different conclusions that maybe not aren't expressly stated, or even to understand it and bring it up as a reference point. So the fact that he explained all of this and then they're like, we were just saying that, you just repeated what we said. No, y'all said none of this shit. Like, what are y'all talking about? And the fact that Divine even let them slide with that, like he actually, like they was actually saying the same thing. I was like, oh no, baby, they riding on your coattails. And that's the thing. He would explain something in depth, and then they would try to act like their simple
right explanation
was the same shit. And it's like, no, that is not what y'all was saying at all.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I'm just surprised that they allow Divine to, like, take control of the show and do most of the teaching and educating. I was really shocked.
Honestly, I don't even think that they allow him to take control. Like, the problem is he was the only one prepared, and that's
right.
He was the only one that actually had the information. He didn't have to go and pull up sources or try to read it on the fly.
Right.
He was the only one that was informed on the subject matter. But they were speaking on it before he even came on, which was crazy.
Which tells you what? It tells you that he does this. Like, he reads this stuff. He don't need to hop on Saneter to like pull up some stuff. He already has stuff in advance. It's already in his head. He's already studying. He does this on his free time. This is what he does.
And yeah, I was confused. I didn't. Yeah. And then I'm not sure if maybe they didn't understand what he was saying about the whole citizen research. Yeah. But I was like, I mean, for you to say I've never heard of that, and then he goes into explain what it is, and then you're not doing that, and you're lying, and it's like, you just said you never heard of it. Like, how do you even fucking know? Like you said you've never heard of that.
Right. So yes, that doesn't mean it's not true. You're hearing it now. Yeah. I really, but you know what? I expected them to gauge more with each other. That didn't happen too much. Like, I wanted them to ask each other questions, and so we could really see who knows what. That really didn't happen. It turned out like Devon was like, if you want to look at it like this, it turned out Devon was doing a presentation on the show, and then was just saying what they want to say. You know what I mean? It's like it's two different.
The only way the disparity of actual information and knowledge would not be recognized is if people just do not want to see it or they don't understand. See, people, when you don't have good comprehension skills, yeah, you're threatened by people's large vocabularies and the way they express or relay the information. That intimidates you. Right. So you may say some stupid shit like, "Oh, he just know how to use big words, but he ain't really saying nothing." Only people that with small vocabularies think like that. Only people with small minds that have issues of comprehension have problems with people utilizing words. I mean, who normally has an issue with that? So when you say those types of things and you say that they're not really saying nothing, but then you say Ankh is bringing the knowledge and he has literally said nothing different than his last 5 videos, then I don't understand what you're talking about at this point. I don't understand, because we've seen these arguments from Ankh. This is not a new argument. This is not new information. This is not specific to COVID-19. This is the same argument that he pretty much has on every platform that he's on.
Yeah, I was very I know sometimes he cut people off. I know he can be rude, but I'm going to say I've never seen him like that. Like even Saneter, and look, I never seen him like that, and I never seen Saneter like that towards him. Like he had to reduce himself to mute him. You know what I mean? And then ignore his turn to talk at some point. I was like, damn. Listen. This YouTube world thing, like people who's on these platforms, they are a brand in themselves because they have a channel and they're trying to market their channel. They're trying to say, look what I know, look at me, if you want to hear more, come subscribe. You know, that's it. And then when you're invited to a channel with 1,300 viewers, this is the best time to be in your best behavior to try to, you know, lure people to your channel to get a nice little buzz going on. This is not the time to turn people away. Like, this is I don't get it. Like, you know, people again.
Yeah, but so JJ in the chat. So truth be told, Ankh didn't really mess up the show. Like, Divine Prospect, I don't think it was a plan for him to go on. So it was really supposed to be Ankh as the center of attention, and it was really supposed to be, you know, kind of his you dig.
Right.
But I mean, they got to talking about some stuff, and Divine Prospect was in the chat, so he went on ahead and joined. Now I'm not sure if he was already kind of wanting to join and have a discussion about it, or if it was because it was other people in the chat that like, nah, we're Divine at, bring him on. He needs to address this. He needs to, you know. So I'm not really sure if it was something that he wanted to do, you know, just based off the subject matter, or if he felt like he had a responsibility to, because people, you know, wanted to hear from him. But at any rate, it did not have to become a debate, and that's the whole thing. And truth be told, the fact that his demeanor was that of not trying to debate and just trying to have a discussion,
right?
They end up making themselves look crazy because you're so hard pressed trying to debate, and then you're not even debating the subject matter. You're bringing up different stuff, and then like, you know, Saneter did bring up the thing about the vaccine and him. Like, I was just like, what? Like, we really having this discussion?
But something like that should be easily dismissed. Like, Bias, what do you think about a vaccine? Saneter, they 2 years away from that. So now they're working on some drugs. They got malaria, HIV. You know, I'll say they're working on that. Like, that's more realistic. But a vaccine, like, there's no need to even talk about that. That's 2 years from now. You know, next question. You just, that's what you do. Like, you push it to the side and you get back to the point.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Like, they spent too much time on the whole whether or not he gonna take a vaccine. And then even with that, I felt like they were being a little disingenuous, because his whole point was like, I'm not gonna get vaccinated. But in y'all saying get vaccinated, y'all making it like, oh, just because I get vaccinated, I'm not a threat to those around me. And my thing is, because that was my first time hearing that, like, oh, you could be vaccinated and potentially be a contagion for someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was actually my first time hearing that. But they never really addressed that. They're like, well, that wasn't the question. So now my question becomes, well, are you telling people that when they get vaccinations, that a part of that process is that, yeah, you getting this vaccination, but that don't mean like you could still be contagious to other people. So even after you get that vaccination, guess what? You still may have to quarantine yourself for 14 days during a period.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's actually true. That's actually the time it takes for your immune system to respond. 14 days. That's actually, I don't know if you just guessed that, but that's actually correct. It takes 14 days for your immune system. So they call it you're right. They call it a 14-day window after vaccination. That means you can still contract the disease within those 14 days.
But that was my whole thing. I don't think it was a guess. I think he's just that well versed on the subject. They brought it up to kind of catch him up, like, oh, well, you're gonna be putting people.
He did good. Like I see. Yeah, like you have to know the stuff in advance not to ask that question. Like he looked at real good when they asked that question about. They said, well, are you gonna take a vaccine? He said no. They said, well, how you plan on defeating it? He said, I can. He set him up real nice. He said, how you gonna do it? He said, my immune system. Like, duh. Like, how else do you beat up? How else do you overcome a disease? Whether you're vaccinated or not, your immune system is gonna take on the disease.
Right, but the whole thing is, you're talking about something 18. Like, how are people gonna fight it off now? People are, and that's the whole thing. Like, the arguments that they was making, it was just weird. And people in the chat was like, yeah, he talking about that's crazy that he talking about he ain't gonna get a vaccination. But y'all, the whole reason why we're in the house now is because we're quarantined with no real preventative anything. We don't even have a drug to give us if we get it. So at this point, all we have is our immune system. And that's his point. Like, when shit like this come up, and even with the next thing, is going to be the same thing. When new viruses come out, your first line of defense is going to be your own immune system.
Right. What Divine Prospect said this, and I don't know who it missed, but I don't believe like people actually got it. He said, listen, first of all, your immune system fights the disease no matter what. all a vaccine does is prepare your immune system in advance. That's all, to fight.
Right.
Right.
It pump fakes. It pump fakes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But your immune system is definitely like 10 times stronger than a normal standard unvaccinated immune system. So I get that. But what he was saying was this. He was saying the fact that the kill rate is so low and there's a high percentage, recovery rate, that he feels good about the odds and he believes he's healthy because, it talks about who are at risk. It's the 65-year-olds, it's the smokers, it's the obese, it's the people and everybody who has a compromised immune system. They're saying like the fit is not really at risk to die. Everybody's at risk to contract it, but to be in a critical condition or die, they are not at risk. That's clearly on the CDC and everything everywhere else. It's there. And then you heard Dr. Fauci talks about it. So what Divine Prospect is saying is correct. He's saying that there's the chances of me dying is way smaller than the chances of me, overcoming it. So all he was saying was this. He also they made a big mistake because they act like if you don't take vaccines, you're gonna contract the disease and die. That was a big mistake, and I'm gonna play that back. So if you're saying that, then now you're saying vaccines are 100% effective. And I know you're not saying that, but you are, because you made it seem like people just can't go out there and survive, which it happens, during the bubonic plague. People there was no vaccine to start with. People survived. You know what I mean?
Right.
Almost every pandemic or epidemic or whatever, and then everything that happened, people, smallpox, there was no immediate vaccination. People survived. Polio out here in New York.
But to me, that's like common sense. The virus has to be here thriving. It has to be become a reality before you can create a vaccination.
Right.
It has to become a reality.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Somebody's gonna face that thing without the vaccines. You dig?
Exactly.
Right. And then other people can quarantine themselves and get lucky. That's why they say, like back with the bubonic plague, they start to isolate people and quarantine them to keep it in check as they worked on a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they was able to slow it down. They're trying to do it the same way. They're trying to keep us in check as they work on the vaccine and slow it down. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to hide in isolation or in quarantine until the vaccine is or some type of medicine. Because even during the bubonic plague, they actually had a drug too. So I forgot which one came first, the drug or the vaccine, but they had both. They had both. It might have been a drug that came first, if I can recall.
Rozzy Ross said, "What about the virus not being alive?"
Yeah, now Divine wild out on that one. Yeah, he bugged out. So matter of fact, check this out.
Well, he kind of said it's like more neutral. It's neither alive nor dead, but that it's not like
Well, okay, viruses are not considered alive. I understand in science they kind of debate back and forth, but it's not considered alive. Like for if you read a basic biology book, we talking about basic education. If you take a biology book from a high school or college, it's going to say they're not alive. So let's go with that. It's going to say they are not alive. Now, so he was right when it's kind of neither either. It says viruses are more difficult to define than bacteria because they are said to occupy a position somewhat between the biological notions of life and non-living chemicals. So they are in between, but they don't have enough, their makeup doesn't suffice to be alive. Like they don't consider it as a single cell, a living organism.
okay.
So I'm going to read why. I'm going to get my biology book. Like I said, any basic biology book pretty much explains it. So, man, it's funny because I ain't going to say anything, but, like people be capping. That's what I'm saying. People be capping. I'm going to keep it low. But I'm going to go into and get my biology book. I got a whole bunch of books over here, but here we go. Viruses. Amber, you can take it away until I find this page.
Let me see. Well, yeah, B Money. So he did end up saying it was alive, but then he said, initially he was like, if you're talking about if they're alive or how can you kill something that's not alive? Like, if they're not alive, then how can you kill it? He's like, you're talking about something that's neutral. And then he said viruses actually are alive.
Yeah.
But he was not allowed to expound on that. So I feel like, you know, when he addresses it in a later bill, tune in to see what his support says, because he said he has some peer-reviewed articles in support.
I'm telling you right now, I don't have faith in that when he talks about that, because that's not the language that, like I said, you can't say you got peer-reviewed work that's going against mainstream teachings. Like, again, every biology book you grab from any library, get 10 of them in the library, they're going to all say viruses are not alive. So if you got something that's opposed to that, I don't trust that source at all. Because this is just common knowledge amongst the schooling institutions. But let me find this thing real fast. Yeah, so when he said alive, I was like, all right, Devon, I can't rock with you on that one. And I can't even save you on that one. Like, you are definitely behind enemy lines. Like, there's no way around that. Like, you are not even when you take that position. Okay, so where is my virus? Why is he? Cell, virus. So now, what about the whole ordeal that viruses can't survive in sunlight?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I would was that it was kind of seasonal. I mean, even if you say the sunlight and, well, you essentially you're saying it can't survive during the summer, which is a season. So whether or not it's around for 3 of the 4 seasons, it still would be considered, to me, seasonal if there is a period of dormancy due to seasonal changes. But at any rate, Miss Tiffany may have been the one, because somebody was like, but it's thriving in Africa where it is sunlight and where it is,
Right,
you know,
right.
and like, what are you talking about? So his on the spot explanation of it did not. But my thing is, why did you even suggest that? To even suggest that is pseudo. Where's because if you're talking about sources, to even make the suggestion or the inference that the summertime, because of the sunlight, scientists aren't saying that. They're just not.
I would like for you to explain, anybody who believes that. I mean, like, I'm open to be wrong. So I'm not a biologist. I'm just a researcher. So I'm open to be wrong. But I would just ask, how would you explain the Spanish flu that populated everywhere in the goddamn world? Hot, light, everywhere. Like, how did that thrive so well in lighted areas and in places where it's hot as shit? I mean, the Spanish flu touched every place on this damn earth. It killed 33 million people worldwide. So, again, I'm open to be wrong, but that would make me scratch my head right there. Like, how's that possible?
And B Money, I understand what you're saying, but when you listen to the experts, if you pay close attention, they always say if we're assuming that this behaves as other viruses, like, they always make it very clear that there's room for error.
Right.
They have not made a definitive statement. They expect it to fall off in June, or they expect it to decrease, but they're not making any definitive statement. So when he made the statement, he actually said in the summertime you're going to see it drop. That's what he said. It wasn't like we may see it drop. It was a definitive statement. And I went back during the live and played it back to make sure I wasn't tripping. He said it was going to go down in the summertime. So when you then say, well, we're expecting it to because it has a smaller chance of survival, but that's not what you actually said. You made it like, yeah, in a couple months it's gonna drop, and then we'll see an increase. And then he even said we'll see an increase in the fall. And again, where is the evidence of that?
Yeah, they're just like wishful thinking. Like, okay, they keep assuming that this virus is going to behave like an ordinary virus. So even when you talk about immunity after you recover, they're all saying, well, we expect it to behave like a normal virus. So yes, we're going to say you're going to have some type of immunity. So they're expecting it to behave like a normal virus, but because it's new, they can't really stamp it yet. So although they're like optimistic that it's going to behave like a normal virus, but they understand that there's a window that it could do something crazy and possibly survive the summer. Who knows? But it's looking like it might not.
And then I know we covered this last night on the channel, but it seems we have some more people here that may not have necessarily tuned in. But we went through the whole these things aren't proven to boost or rather strengthen your immune system. And there are some things that, do have that effect, but they're pretty much saying we don't know that these things are going to help during coronavirus or during this COVID-19, which is true. There is no evidence to support that. But for everyone who is kind of making that argument that the evidence doesn't support it, can they provide evidence that it hinders the process of your body to fight off this, virus and this disease? Because to me, it's like at this point we don't really have a line of defense. So our immune system is it. That's the only thing. So anything that people want to do to maybe improve their immune system or increase their chances, as long as they're not doing anything that deteriorates their immune system and hinders their chances, I don't see why that would be a problem, including exercise, eating, taking their vitamins. Like, I don't understand why that would even be an issue.
Yeah.
Money says Spanish flu did go dormant during the summer in the U.S.
What about in Africa? What about in Africa and Iran and Hawaii and everywhere else that's hot? Like, what about all those places? So again,
he said that he agrees it's a new virus, so they're throwing out various hypotheses. Yeah, the hypotheses I don't have any problem with. It was the definitive statements when we're talking about bringing information and steering away from misinformation and people in their conspiracy theories. When that's the whole objective is to steer away from that, then I think you have to be clear that a lot of these things aren't proven. They aren't backed by the science or the evidence, that scientists really don't know a whole lot about it. It is a new thing. They're still in the discovery phase of a lot of this. So you can't say things like we're going to see a drop in the summer and we're going to see an increase in the fall when the experts aren't even saying that definitively.
Yeah, so now let me read whether they're alive or not. It says viruses versus bacteria. Viruses, like those that cause the flu, a cold, or AIDS, aren't made of cells. Okay, so viruses are not made of cells. Although viruses make you sick, just like bacteria do, viruses and bacteria are actually quite different. Viruses are simpler than bacteria and are made of just a few molecules. You heard it? Viruses are just made of a few molecules. In fact, viruses have so few parts that they can't even grow and divide by themselves. So they are not considered to be alive. Viruses can only reproduce if they take over a whole cell and steal its energy and materials. Okay, now I'm gonna go to there we go right there. So now chapter 17 goes into a little more. So I think they basing things on alive if it can't survive by itself. 17. Okay, so let's get into that alive stuff.
Anybody else join the panel?
Melvin,
I was trying to see if anybody else was on the panel and if they wanted to.
Melvin came on.
Yeah, I just joined.
Peace.
Hey, peace, everybody.
Peace.
Okay, so let me get to this virus. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead with it. He said they got NYC looking like an African burial ground. Viruses. Virus. How about that? Let's go. I'm gonna just Google virus real fast. What's that noise?
Saru Osiris said, so where does the virus come from if it's not alive unless it needs a host? Or
That's
unless
a
it has a host?
thing. That's the thing. They say viruses predate bacteria. So because at one point the Earth was like just chemical. It was like non-organic. There's no living things, and they saying viruses. I guess to somehow it was back then, but the information on viruses, they said they basically predate, as far as I know, all living things. I think that's what I know. All right, so let me see what this article is right here.
So then living came out of the unliving, or the gray area.
Yeah, and they have a hypothesis called abiogenesis. All right, so let me just go right here then. Okay, so we can just get to the nitty gritty. All right, so we have Wikipedia here. Okay, so it says a virus is a sub-microscopic infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of an organism. Viruses can infect all types of life forms, from animals and to plants to microorganisms, including bacteria and archaea. Right. So it says since Dmitry Ivanovsky's 1892 article describing a non-bacterial pathogen infecting tobacco plants and the discovery of the tobacco mosaic virus by Martinez 1898. I think that's in Africa. It says about 5,000 virus species have been described. I want to get just to whether they live or dead. I just want to get there. So now here's the origins. It says the origins of viruses in the evolutionary history of life are unclear. Some may have evolved from plasmids, pieces of DNA that can move between cells, while others may have evolved from bacteria. In the evolution, viruses are an important means of horizontal gene transfer, which increases genetic diversity in a way analogous to sexual reproduction. Okay, so it says viruses considered by some to be a life form because they carry genetic material and evolve through natural selection, although they lack key characteristics such as cell structure and cell reproduction that are generally considered necessary to count as life. Because they possess some but not all qualities, viruses have been described as organisms, as the edge of life, and as replicators. So here it says, yay. So when Divine Prospect says that's neither either or, that's pretty much you at. Could you have you got it right here. It says it's dead. I mean, it says it's alive. My book says it's not alive. So it's I wouldn't argue that. I mean, I would argue it because I know standard textbooks say it's not alive, but I really wouldn't go too far to argue it because I know it's like in between. As I read my book, the biological and the non-chemical. But I would love to see like the source that they pulled up to.
Because my question would be: is there the potential for it to be reclassified?
Yeah, that's why. What it said was, they don't know. Listen, they just figured out what a virus was in 1915. So they don't really know what it is. Still, like they're learning a lot about viruses.
Well, they know that viruses are ultimately strands of DNA or RNA. And it's just free form strands. So it's not like it's a actual packets. They are packaged DNA, but it's not like they have like cells or anything. So like when people say like, is it alive? Like living beings like plants and animals have cells.
Right.
It doesn't have cells, but I see it as in between. I
Yeah.
feel like because it doesn't have the ability to reproduce
Right.
without a host, so I see it as maybe like an inactive, you know, inactive being, meaning it's
Right. Right.
waiting
So
for.
you know what? How about this, Melvin? You know how people say, "Well, where's the proof that because when you talk about life, right? The evolution of life, you start with non-life, right? The chemicals that are non-life. Then it goes to like the life. So people want to say, well, how that's possible? Like, what happened? How can something not living turn something living? And that's where you get the theory of not the hypothesis of abiogenesis. Well, I would say I would propose a virus. Like, what a virus is like non-living and living at this, I guess, at the same time. It can reproduce, but it's not a cell. So that I would believe a virus got to play a role in that somehow.
Right, but like it
But
just depends.
so
I'm sorry. I was gonna say really quickly. You got the floor. It depends on your definition of alive.
Right.
That's the thing. If your definition of alive is on the same scale as plants and animals and humans,
And then it's
then
not
no.
right. Right. Yeah, that's a great point. So that's why you have some people say yes and some people say no, right? Because of, like you said, how your requirements of what's alive. Because I'm pretty sure Divine would go with it reproduces, right?
If he says for something to be alive means it reproduces, then according to him, no. But at the same time, there's scientific proof that rocks do kind of grow, and rocks would not be considered alive in some by the same definition.
I would just say reclassified. It may be reclassified just based off of
Mhm.
kind of giving a clearer picture since it is such a gray area. But I do want to pose a question because I think this is what Saru is hinting around to. So if viruses cannot really survive without a host, how can it then be? And I would assume it must be a living host. Um, how can it be assumed to be the inception of life? Wouldn't it had needed something living in order to survive to begin with? Because it feeds off of a host and it is not actually living. So how can life come from it if it needs life to survive?
I would just say that's one of those things in evolution where they have a hard time explaining like the non-living things, given somehow producing life. It's one of those gray areas where I don't have to. I'm not a dude that knows a lot about evolution. I'm more like Big Bang, but that's just what I would say. There's a gray area there where they have a hard time. That's why like Haskell, people like that like to ask those questions with the non-living doing living, because that's the part where they like kind of shaky at as far as explaining, as far as what I know. But I'm not the
Right.
evolutionary at all.
Right. Well, I mean, if you look at like DNA and RNA, um, especially more so DNA self-replicates itself. So by theory, it is to some degree alive because it's able to continue to reproduce.
Right.
And RNA is an acid, but its method is more so to carry information from DNA to control proteins and things like that. Viruses have either or. I haven't really seen too many cases with both, but they have either DNA or RNA. So by that explanation, they could be very much alive. Where they get that DNA or RNA from, it's questionable. It could be from other living things. It's very possible that it could be. Um, but that's a very specific question. I think you would need a biologist to answer. Like, where could they come from other than other living things?
Yeah, actually, let me see if there's something in that Wikipedia.
Hmm.
Let me scan that Wikipedia.
I
Let's see.
mean, and see, for me, I'm not saying that that the theory does not hold up, but in order for it to kind of hold up and everything kind of remain without it being, and this is just from what I understand the argument to be on my basic level, nowhere near a scientist. If you were to reclassify it, because there's the chance that they may not have been able to say that this is life based off of their understanding of what life is. But if it's reclassed and they reevaluate, okay, maybe we've been looking at life wrong. We've been giving it this, and this criteria, but actually life can develop with only this and this criteria. So it does not require all these other things. So then if life is reclassed to that lesser thing that viruses fall into the category of, then it would kind of then everything would kind of fall into place and it would make sense, because then viruses are technically life and therefore life can come outside of it. Now it may need another living form to grow and thrive, and become what it is today. But at its base level, if it is considered life, then that would not be an issue for me to wrap my mind around. Now, if you're saying it's not living and it needs a living thing to survive, and then you're saying life come from that, then that's where it gets a little sketchy for me. I'm not able to understand how that happens.
Right. I would say it's a loose definition of life. If you look at where viruses come from, the DNA can self-reproduce. It's self-replicate itself. So anything that can self-replicate itself at some degree has to be considered alive. And then also those very DNA and RNA that are within viruses are also within other living beings. All living beings to some degree have some form of DNA and RNA.
Do viruses have cells?
No.
Game over.
But that doesn't restrict it from being living.
That's why it's in a gray area.
I agree, but I'm saying
because without that cell, it's like it's futile to try to overturn science. It's in the gray area, but they don't consider it living. That's as far as
what I'm saying is science overturning earlier scientists' classification that is not living. That's what I'm saying. Like the traditional science may have been that no, it's not living, but as other concepts evolve and they put more of the pieces of the puzzle together, they may discover that it actually is living, especially if this is where life comes from. Then what would be the other explanation?
Life, yeah, but I don't think life comes from viruses.
No, but I think the fact that they have DNA and RNA in them, and the moment that they become a virus, they lose that ability to self-replicate, makes them still alive, because the very things that make them up, we also have inside of us, plants also have inside of them, and animals also have inside of them. It's just that viruses lose the ability to self-replicate because
they don't
of the
have
packets.
Cells. But they don't have that. But they don't have cells.
Correct.
Like I think I never really go that deep into it, but I know cells. Viruses are not the oldest, right? I think cells are older than viruses, right? Like the last universal common ancestor would be close to like 4 billion years ago, right? I don't think viruses go back that far, right?
Where? As far as what?
The last universal common ancestor would probably go back closer to 4 billion years.
Hey man, from what I read, they were saying viruses like they said it possibly can go before all that, even bacteria. But that was not conclusive. That was just saying like possibly.
But when they said that, they meant more so RNA molecules, not necessarily viruses themselves.
Yeah, that's what I said. Instead of going around a circle, we can't go further than science. I don't think there's any new. I haven't seen anything new that reclassifies viruses as living.
Right. I understand your point, but I mean, at the same point, we could say rocks, don't have cells, but yet it's proven that rocks can grow. It takes some time, but they can grow.
Okay, so there's a bunch of different hypotheses here. It says viruses are found wherever there is life and have probably existed since living cells first evolved. See, that's way in the beginning. It says the origin of viruses is unclear because they do not form fossils. So there you go. The origin of viruses is unclear because they don't form fossils. So molecular techniques are used to investigate how they arose. In addition, viral genetic material occasionally integrates into the germline of the host organisms by which they can be passed on vertically to the offspring of the host for many generations. This provides an invaluable source of information for paleovirologists to trace back ancient viruses that have existed up to millions of years ago. There are three main hypotheses that aim to explain the origin of viruses. So you got the regressive hypothesis. Viruses may have once been small cells that parasited larger cells. Okay, so that's one claim. Another one, cellular origin hypothesis. Some viruses may have evolved from bits of DNA or an RNA that escaped from the genes of larger organisms. Okay, then you got the coevolution hypothesis. This is also called the virus first hypothesis, and proposes that viruses may have evolved from complex molecules of protein and nucleic acid at the same time that the cells first appeared on Earth, and would have been dependent on cellular life for billions of years. There you go. That's the last one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The rabbit hole, like, because hypothesis is just what it is. Until we get something scientific, we got to just stay where we are.
Yes, right here it says viruses are now recognized as ancient and as having origins that predate the divergence of life into the three domains. This discovery has led modern biologists to reconsider and reevaluate these three classical hypotheses. Yeah, I read that they might do a fourth one.
Yeah, but there's no, like I said, until they drop that scientific, and if it's still a hypothesis stage, we can't really try to go no further. Everything else is just speculation.
It says scientific opinions differ on whether viruses are a form of life or organic structures that interact with living organisms. They have been described as organisms at the edge of life, since they resemble organisms in that they possess genes evolved by natural selection and reproduce by creating multiple copies of themselves through assembly. Although they have genes, they do not have a cellular structure, which is often seen as the basic unit of life. Viruses do not have their own metabolism and require a whole cell to make new products. They therefore cannot naturally reproduce outside a whole cell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's
gray area.
Yeah, it's definitely a gray area. So I think the answer, I don't think anybody can really be like definite when they answer this.
No,
it's going back and forth. Like there's an argument for both sides, but like Sosa said, but until they decide, there is a teaching, like there is something solid that's being taught in the school systems, whether you're allowed or not.
Yeah, we can't go. We're at the dead end. We can't go no further. So this is where we are.
Where we at? Okay, let me go with life science.
You screenshot. I wanted to go back and screenshot some. Divine coming in and drop them because I've been reading the chat, right? And everybody like, yeah, he's dropping sources. I'm like, y'all ain't even read the sources. He just dropped. Like, you didn't even know what the sources say. Like he just looking at titles. Like how titles be.
Yeah.
They start off one way sometime to get to read it. So I'm like, I wanted to screenshot some so I could actually go through some of the sources, but I know ain't nothing natural gonna prevent no goddamn virus.
So this article was in 2016. It's pretty old.
He didn't say prevent though.
Yeah, he did. He said that. He said
what happened, Sosa? What happened?
He said there's natural. He was saying there was natural supplements out there that can fight off viruses. And he even made mention of one being in Africa.
When I was there, I don't know what was said when I left because I did leave for a spell, but when I was there, he was saying, support your immune system. And pretty much your immune system is what's going to fight it off. So just support your immune system.
you know, stretching that.
You didn't see when he went and pulling up all the different new research, because that's why he started showing all the new research data. You didn't see that? Did you see that part when he pulled up? He was showing like 6, 7 different sources that he's supposed to be showing.
I must have slid out on that part.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, the new cutting edge and this new stuff. Talking about these supplements can help you, or can not help your immune system, like make it null and void. Because that's really what kind of his argument. I can appreciate what he's trying to do, because he's trying to look and study what viruses do, and then see if he can find a counter for it, like in nature, which is respectable, but he's trying to use that as an argument that since vaccines are made from nature, we can find some in nature to stop it from affecting humans, and that just ain't gonna happen.
So Saru asked a good question. He said, do we have a location where the viruses are at? For example, can you say don't go there because the viruses are there? So now, I do know. Well, we all know that viruses sometimes go from animal to human. So maybe like there's an animal. Obviously, like if you want to increase your chances, get away from animals. You did.
Yeah, let's tell them. Just look up the look up the term zoonosis and zoonotic, all right? Because most of your viruses you deal with are from humans to animals, so it's like you can't really get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because different animals have different viruses within them that don't hurt them but affect us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And like you said, plants got viruses. Now, Raz says he said he did say improve the immune system. So like when people say
he said in the beginning, but see, like Divine get tricky when he get the rambling off. Like in the beginning, I was with him. I bet true. You know, I don't care about the whole when he say boost. That's just semantics. We know it means strengthen. But then as he got into it deeper, that's why I want to pull them sources up and fact check them on that. See what they are saying.
Let me see. And Amber, if you want, you can share your screen, you know, and play some of the video if you're on your laptop, or because I know the phone's like more trickier.
Yeah, I'm on my phone currently.
Don't worry about it then. What about you?
TV, Black News One.
What about you, Sosa? You want to try that? You on your phone too?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Damn.
No, I can probably get on a laptop. Let me see if my son using this other laptop.
Yeah, my damn laptop and
I can play it, but not right now because I'm about to go finish this chicken, so I'm gonna be missing.
Yeah, you on the Chromebook or the laptop?
Okay.
You're on a laptop. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean he started off good. I mean like he started off good, and I mean like man, I'm gotta learn composure, and like he could easily catch him up, but he gets so hyped up. Like Divine know he can talk circles around.
Yeah, the thing is, listen, man. If you want to shut somebody up, you have to listen to what they're saying. Like you just can't talk when they get done. You dig? Like you have to understand what are you saying? Like that's the best part of communications. What are you saying? If I'm speaking German, dude, it won't go anywhere. So you got to understand, okay, when he talks long, you should be listening for the key things. Like you said, like you got to be listening. If he's going to talk long and you know who your opponent is, right? You got to sit there and listen.
Yeah.
And then if something you disagree with, you write that down.
Yeah, when he brought up the little research thing, like if you don't know what that is, and you got to ask questions about it, just say, all right, boom, I ain't never heard of that. I'm going to check that out and get back to you. That's it. Don't try to throw shots at, because then you're going to play yourself. Yeah, he fell into the trap.
No, but the crazy thing is, like, literally, he went on for like 5 minutes about it, you know, and when it come back around to I can't let you get away with that. And it's like, bro, like we ain't even talking about that. Like you back argue. He on a whole nother point now. So you really make yourself like you're diminishing your own credibility at this point. Like it wasn't even nothing that really needed to be addressed.
Yeah, and they weren't prepared, and that's what Divine's point was. And sometimes I hate when I have to side with Divine, but when he's right, he's right. And he was like, you kind of just talking, but you're not presenting anything. Like you're not showing any information.
Right. And that's true.
Yeah, like show something. And that's why, so that was like, yo, you got a side, show a slide. I knew they didn't have nothing. Uncle stalling. Hold on, son, hold on now, hold on.
But I'm finna pull it up right now.
Yeah. And then he said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and let Corey get on. I was like, come on. I was like, they ain't got no slide. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, when Devon come with his sources, it don't even matter if it's valid anymore.
Right.
Because now he killed him. You know what I mean?
But the whole point is, truth be told, they didn't even have to have no slide presentation and none of that ready. The fact of the matter is, the fact that he has read stuff, whether he archived it or whatever, y'all don't even have references. Y'all spent all that time trying to find something that you could use as a source because you haven't actually been doing the work that you claim you've been doing. Right, never mind if you got a whole presentation put together, you should at least be able to recall some sources or have some archive sources from where you've read recently.
Yeah, everybody's home. I know there's a book near you somewhere.
But see, unbiased is the virus partner though. Like that's not Corey's thing. You see what I'm saying?
That was very obvious.
So it's like
sat back and enjoyed the show.
So they were kind of like ad-lib. He was like, "Go ahead, Corey. Corey just doing the best he can, just off, you know what I mean, just news coverage, but he can't really go. That's not his thing. You know what I'm saying? Corey like quantum physics and things of that nature, other stuff like that. Yeah, you're not into like viruses. So his uncle's kind of out there on the island.
Isolation.
Yeah, now Ngozi could just go off the dome, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He'll break everything down right there off the dome. You know what I'm saying? He don't got to read nothing. He can go straight from the dome.
So y'all can finish talking, but as soon as I get done just checking, I'm gonna play some. I guess only Divine because Uncle wasn't really saying it. So I just play Divine part only. Yeah,
he's saying that.
Yeah, play his argument only, and let's just see what we did, what we agreed.
Can you go back and play when Ankh was talking about the whales and because I missed the whole segue today. I was really lost as to why that even came up.
He was talking about mammals. Yeah, he was talking about mammals and how we're animals basically because we all can I guess the breast, how we the breast milk, like how animals suck on your breast, whatever. He was going to that. He went to the whells.
He always does that though. Like he just
he's getting that from them old books he be reading.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even know
what to do with the topic. Yeah, it was
right. That's why I didn't know. I wasn't sure if I missed what it had to do. Like if I missed the point he was making initially. Yeah. But like all I know is because I can't lie. I tuned him out a little bit. But I like when I started like really listening again, I was like, wait a minute, how we get here? Like, I was confused.
Yeah, he just went off topic because even in the chat, I was like, yeah, this is off topic. He just kind of got carried away because he's like, what's up, Ngozi? And then he started doing that, and then next thing you know, he was like, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, evolution. And then when he gets into his little rhythm, and then
but why was he talking trash to Divine Prospect from the door? Like I didn't get that. Like he didn't say one word. He just, you don't know nothing. I'm gonna wash you. I'm like, damn.
It killed it.
I think he was reading the chat and Divine's comments coupled with other people pretty much like we need Divine on so he can, kill him. Like I think he was feeding into that. So without even knowing the energy that Divine was coming with, he just kind of went in, just kind of like he gonna swing first. But again, it makes you look petty.
Like you don't need to do all that though. Like you don't gotta say you don't know nothing. I'm gonna destroy you. Yeah, just say okay, Divine. What you want to say now, and let Divine do what you gotta do. And then if you disagree, then you just disagree.
Yeah, because he went to the whole thing. No, you anti-vaxxer. I'm like,
I don't know why you keep doing that. Like, dude.
Because I'd be like, quit, just spit the information. I'd be like, just
like
info. Like, I don't care about the personal stuff.
Let him say what he is. Like, why? You don't got to say that. Let him say what he is. Right? Because
he jump out the window.
Yeah.
But why is that even a part of the conversation, period? Like, we're talking about anti-vaxxers as if there's a vaccine for this. Like, maybe in 6 months, you know, a year, when we're
18
closer
months.
to that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, then you can revisit this conversation and talk to the community about how important vaccinations are. But at this stage, we're actually facing a pandemic now that there is no vaccine for. So it's kind of a moot point. Like, to even be arguing this as if there's a vaccine out there that he's just simply not taking is disingenuous.
Yeah, and then Corey jumped out the window with the whole summit thing. I was like,
like it's really gonna boost your immune system.
Okay, I'm just trying to get somewhere. Okay, now you guys are finished. I was trying to get somewhere where they talking about something we could like build on.
yeah, so it's kind of scattered about. It's really only Divine, really.
I was trying to find where Saneter asked, or somebody asked Devon. They said, "Okay, are you gonna take the vaccine?" And he said, "No." At first they asked him if they have a vaccine. Do you have a problem with it? Because I thought he said no. Like, I ain't got a problem with it. I'm just not gonna take it. I'm not gonna, you know.
That's what he said.
And what's the big deal with that?
Yeah, he said, I got a problem. He said, I'm not gonna take it.
Right. He said, I ain't got a problem with it. I'm just not gonna take it. Like, so what was the big thing about that? If you don't want to do it, he don't got to do that. Like, what's so crazy about that?
Yeah, but they say his influence is, you know what I mean? Like, that's his personal choice. But see, he could have caught Devon with the whole, because Corey brought up a good point. But yeah, I was like, they should have just nailed him.
Right, that's a good question.
Yeah, I'd have made him answer for that. Okay, I understand that part, bro. So what if you're asymptomatic? Go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just fall back. Let them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
fall back.
Yeah, they be so anxious trying to over talk, trying to get their talking in. Nah, hit it with a quick question. So make them answer for that. Boom, go.
But again, what does that have to do with, like, it's a lot of people walking around asymptomatic now with no vaccine. What are people doing? Like, at this point, it's not even a question. It's not like there's a vaccine for this.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Because see,
you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel you. But they went down a rabbit hole
right now, walking around. Like, it's a lot of people that don't know whether or not they have the virus. I'm pretty sure they're still moving around about freely, handling their job. And is it a viable excuse that I have an essential job and there's no vaccine? Is that a viable excuse when you can be asymptomatic?
And I saw IHOP today where it was almost like business as usual, but it wasn't full to capacity. But they had some people spaced out. Yeah, they had people spaced out. I was like,
crazy, bro.
I was like, yo, y'all bugging. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Where you at?
I'm in Atlanta, but not all IHOP, but this particular one, you know what I mean? I rolled up on, I was like, this parking lot look like it's full. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I peeked inside. I was like, yo, they in there sitting down. Like, I'm talking about older folks.
Pause.
Two grandmamas sitting down having breakfast or something. I'm like, oh my
God. Real quick. Craig and Contrarian. Unc haters for what? Like, y'all banging on Divine, and I'm trying to figure out. Y'all can join the panel. Tell us what Unc said that he ain't been saying and ain't said in every debate prior to this. Tell me what Unc said that was new tonight. What reason do we have to hate on Unc? These are recycled arguments. What are you talking about?
He said this right here.
What can I do? This is vital. All right. Let me share my screen.
Oh, he did share his screen.
This for Mr. Divine here.
He showed the Harvard.
Deal with. I'm going to the Journal of Science, though. One of the most prestigious journals that they have. Right? We're going to always deal with the Journal of Science because that's some of the best work on planet Earth. It's not the only one, right? But it's the top notch one, right? We also got the New England Journal of Medicine, top notch. We got JAMA, right? And JAMA Pediatrics, right? The Proceedings of Natural. I'm not sure what Rob Bourne was saying, but I'm sure what Divine was saying. Divine is acting like there's some kind of way you can buy something in a bottle, and he named all these things in that like it's really going to boost your immune system. Let's see.
Now, I want to hear that
during
part.
the winter months, you're likely seeing ads for products, right, that claim, like Divine Prospect claims, to give your immune system boost. to help you ward off colds and flu. But can something in a bottle, whether vitamin formulation or probiotics, really rev up your immune system to help you stay healthy? Because they on there talking that. Unfortunately, realistically, is that those kinds of products aren't really offering you any benefit, says Michael Starbuck. He says a professor of microbiology at Harvard Medical School. There's no evidence that they help in fighting disease. So we know at this point that there is no
combat you being infected by
down to everything to recoup all this money that they lost. So
Monica Lamb says she know 4 people.
I don't know about none of that stuff.
All right.
And the objective is okay.
Like the video. Come on, video.
I hate when Saneter do that.
Rob on for just emphasizing everything I was already saying. I guess because it was coming from me, it wasn't being accepted, right? I said in the beginning, moderate exercise. You see that? Moderate exercise, a nutritious diet, and supplementation. These are the things that you can do to combat you being infected by the virus and your chances of survival before a vaccine is even on the scene. I said all of this already.
Yeah, he messed up with the supplementation. Yeah, I can't go with that one. Because we read yesterday, like the supplements are not even FDA approved. So, I can't go with that one.
So what he just did was just say the same thing that I said, because this is being echoed from physicians, from doctors. They're saying the same exact thing. And when you study the virus and when you study the body, you understand what to give to the body so that way it can resist a high degree of virulence. And when you don't understand that, then it becomes an issue. So what I want to do is I wanted to show some people one supplement that you can get if you want that can help your upper respiratory tract, right? Because like Rob Warren said, that's where the highest rate of infection occurs at, because again, I discussed tropism. Tropism is the range in which a virus can infect a certain type of cell, okay? And the highest range that occurs is things that are in your pulmonary area.
All right, we're going to open up the phone lines for questions. People might want to call in.
Let me just show one more.
Hold on, okay, you're going to get ready to go into, don't worry about it. Go ahead, Divine.
Yeah, I just want to finish. So I just want to show one thing, 2 things. I just want to show a product that people can get if they want to look for supplements. You can get these things naturally. And if somebody cannot get it naturally, you can get it also in a vegan capsule form, right? So for people who are vegans out there, the product here is called Clear Lungs. And you can look this up. This has been recommended by physicians as well. And the ingredients in it that it gives you have Dong Quai in it. You have Chinese skullcap. You have Luo Hangguo fruit that's in there. You have Chinese licorice fruit, black pepper, ginger root, habanero pepper. And the ingredients in here, if you take a look at them, all of them are designed to assist the cells in your lungs, right?
Hey, I'm gonna send you to the ISUPK camp, man, and get some discipline, brother. I'm gonna send you over there to Captain Cesario.
All right, and so the last thing I want to say, and then
he slipped out of turn too. I just want to say
the last thing I want to say, because this is why, Sa, I'm letting you know while I'm doing a presentation on it, so I can disseminate information without being interrupted. Because I know we don't have a lot of time, and I know Ankh likes to jump in a lot, so it's okay. So when I do the presentation, Sa, I'll give it to you. You can put it on your channel. You can look at it.
Yeah, we got to do something, Divine. Me and you, probably sometime this week coming up, man. We got to find some time.
Yeah, I'm ready. So wait, one more thing. Let me show one more thing. Just look at my screen real quick, because Ankh asked a question, and I want to give him an answer. Okay?
Wait, hold on. It says, "What is clear lungs?" What is clear lungs? Yeah, does that say 2 patients?
I gotta look up. I would say there's a lot of stuff she said I want to look at.
But this said, is that 2 patients have reported taking clear lungs?
I ain't even dig deep into it. Hey, but the whole point though is that if your lungs, if your immune system is already at optimum, that is not going to do nothing extra. He's acting as if that's going to act as a shield. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're already at optimum, that ain't gonna do shit. You're already where you are.
But look here. It says Clear Lungs is a Chinese herbal formula for the treatment of bronchial congestion. It provides temporary relief for shortness. It provides temporary relief. That's it. bronchial congestion. So it says that's it. I mean, it does like it's like we could say like almost like a nasal spray. If you got you know what I mean, that's temporary relief. It clears your nose for like what 2 minutes, and you're back snotty again. Yeah. So it says common uses.
Yeah, because he said some Chinese names in the ingredients. I was like, it was like Chinese caps. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. Once you
the moment he said Don Quai, I was like, yep, that's false.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
I was like, yep, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, all right. That was it.
Oh damn! Is it gonna be here? NIH. All right. What's that thing called again? Clear. Oh shit.
Clear lung.
Control F. Yeah, clear lung.
Oh, it's in here. Oh my god. Oh wait. Let me stop it. Wait, I'll be back.
Hold on. You can't do that. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Hey, yeah,
bring it back.
Give me 5 minutes. Go in.
You will eat the chicken. Go eat the chicken.
Come on, man. So you're gonna make me look it up.
No, come on. Don't go ahead. Let's all read it together. Yeah, right now. Right now.
Go ahead, Craig. Craig got that smoke. Come on with it. Come with the smoke, Craig.
Oh man, y'all gonna let me get it?
You know, hey man, it's all love, baby. What's tripping like that? What's going on? Peace, man.
Yeah. What's up? I see brother Melvin in here, Jefferson.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? The argument, right? Y'all know that Saneter is very biased toward his pseudo New York community.
Of course.
Yeah, he did that. That was like a sabotage. I think I should have never let him on Divine. That was my whole purpose. And he was bagging them up. He was bagging them up to the core.
Is Divine a part of that pseudo New York community from Atlanta?
Oh yeah, he is.
He's from New York. I don't think he's from Atlanta. I think he just moved here.
Well, not from Atlanta, but currently he's living in Atlanta. And
yeah, I gotta keep. See, I get so belligerent with Saneter. Like he gets so temperamental. It's like he let them get under his skin.
He haven't learned that art yet.
Huh?
I haven't learned that art yet.
Yeah, he gotta just like roll with the flow. Like he gotta, like people now, they know how to get to him. You see what I'm saying? And they're using his temperament to say, see, you can't talk to You see what I'm saying? And
but can we go back, because Ankh is the one that made it contentious. Divine didn't come on there disrespectful or Widow Smoke. Like the point of contention between the two stemmed from Ankh.
No, he was in the back chat talking shit. He was making it seem like Ankh don't know shit at all.
Yeah, they're probably going after the chat. Yeah.
At all. And he know all of it. Divine was divine. You gotta understand where Divine coming from. I know everything. Divine know everything if you ever talk to him. He know about every stuff.
But see, the thing about that with Ankh and that subject, evolution is a better subject for Ankh. Like it's a lot of technical things. See, Divine can get him with the lingo, because he knows a little. Yeah, and he knows a little bit more in depth about what actually happens to it. Like, so some of the arguments Ankh can't refute because he don't really know the in-depth layers of it. I
think he don't know the terminology.
That's what I'm saying. So Divine can say some. So Divine can say some good things.
Area, right? They'll bring us something that they've been studying on yesterday, and they'll bring it up today, right? And they'll try to make the conversation about what they just studied yesterday. And since you don't know it, I'm more surprised you about this knowledge.
Yeah, that's a tactic. Yeah, that's definitely a tactic.
I don't see that being any different than what Ankh does. If Ankh can't articulate and use the proper terminology and really talk about the subject matter in depth without relying on sources or books, or like the most articulate he was when he was reading the article damn near verbatim. Like outside of that,
what you're supposed to do though. That's what you're supposed to do though.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
So you won't get
No,
no
no, no, no.
no
That's not what
freestyler.
you're supposed to
So you
do.
won't get no
That is
freestyle.
not
You
what
had to leave it, they
scientists
were
do or
freestyle.
scholars do. They can read something and then they can paraphrase it. You don't have to read it verbatim. When you read it verbatim, that gives the interpretation, or really it conveys the message that you don't really understand what you're reading. Anybody can read something verbatim. That does not necessarily mean you can comprehend
comprehension
it.
of reading. I think that what's the name know that you don't know the terminology, so he used all the big words. You know the big word trick. Big word trick always have work.
But it's not a trick when you
some of
know
that
the
in there,
big
though.
words as well. It's not a trick unless you don't know the big words.
Now we
Yeah,
be doing it. We know things by the layman terms, right? And a lot of us, right? You gotta understand. And he used it. Divine used this argument like people in the audience just knew, was just smart and intelligent on this shit. All the motherfuckers just in there, they dumb as a box of rock. I ain't gonna lie to you. They don't know
Yeah, I
nothing
look at
about
the
this
chat.
subject.
Yeah, I did look at the chat, and I'm like, I was about to type in like most
But
of y'all
but
niggas
but
don't know what
but but
Divine's talking
Yeah,
about.
and
they don't know. They ain't know.
I
That's
understand,
what
I
Divine
understand
was
your,
talking about. And Ark is a better presenter because he could kind of dumb it down to our terminology.
but and that's okay. I understand what you're trying to say. So for Divine, for the audience, maybe the audience would be kind of lost on some of the points he's making. But if Ankh is a quote unquote equal, he should be able to still engage with Divine on whatever level he's talking about, because guess what? They're reading the same types of things. You would have me to believe that Ankh reads scientific journals and stuff where they're using the same terminology. He understands what he's reading, and then when he's talking, he does not understand what Divine is saying when he's using these words. You can't get me to believe that, because that means then
Unc knows if
Divine used a lot of preprint articles, right? Stuff that ain't been peer reviewed.
Yeah, but I just say it like this. I can put it bad like this.
I think he used a lot of that.
I put it bad like this. Unc knows a more layman way of explaining things, and he understands it from that aspect of it. Like, and Divine could go a more mathematical way about it, a more get into the minutia, yeah. But some of the things he's saying is inaccurate. But you can't catch it. But you can't catch it because it's dipped in a lot of terminology and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
The Brooklyn Magic, what they call the Brooklyn
Magic. Yeah, it's dipped in a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know
what I do?
So Unc can't keep up in that aspect. So that's why Unc could try to just simplify it down. Like, yo, what are you saying? Like, are you saying this medicine can protect against the vaccine? You can get away from the vaccine and just need this. Because really that's all we're talking about. Yeah. Like all the this does that. Can these natural supplements protect you from vaccination? Yes or no? You see what I'm saying? That's where you got to really get it down to.
Yeah, I think protect
from the virus, or
I think the virus.
The virus. I mean the virus. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the virus is trying to sell a product too, right?
But here's my thing, y'all missing the other side of that argument though. When you say, can they protect you from the virus? The evidence does not support that. However, then I would admonish the other side, show me where the evidence proves that these different things hinder you from fighting off the virus. Because there is no evidence one way or the other.
No, nobody's arguing. We mean hinder. We mean hinder, like the taking of supplements for stop.
Meaning it inhibits your ability. Because if you're making this argument,
no, I don't think nobody's arguing that. I don't think he was arguing.
What I'm saying is, if we
they argued the whole time about him using supplements or not, or being anti-vax.
Vaccination, and he made a point. If we don't have the vaccination, man, human population will not be as high as it is today.
But what does that have to do with the topic at hand? COVID-19, there is no vaccination.
Because it's a vaccination argument.
But there is no vaccination for the virus we're talking about. So what does that have to do with the conversation at all?
But they are anti-vax.
But what does that have to do with everybody right now is anti-vax because there's no vaccine. So I'm trying to figure out.
Let me restart.
You understand what I'm saying?
Let me restart this then, Amber. Because the first thing Divine came in with was, you do this right here. He basically said this. You do this right here. You don't have no solution. And then when it was time for Divine to have a solution, she said the same thing they see. More articulate. Because he a wordsmith.
I mean, bottom line is all you can do exercise, eat like you're supposed to do, sleep good. Like that's really all you can do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The bottom line.
My question is, quick question. If that's all you can do, what's the point of eating right? What does eating right do for you?
That's a part of what I'm saying. That's a part of what I'm saying. Like eat right. That's all I'm saying.
But what does eating right do for you? What makes it right versus eating wrong? What is the distinction?
It helps your overall health, right?
So do supplements include some of the things that you get from your food sources?
Yeah, like I said, they said the same thing. They didn't. I'm saying, Amber, like they both said the same, and even Rob on reiterated the same thing. Like that part was not an argument. Like they
but they
all
wasn't
agreed
arguing
on
against Rob Bourne when he said it. That's my whole thing. This is a whole popularity.
No, I mean
contest
that
of who I
started
like.
that kicked off because Unc was focused on the and Uncle's like yeah blah blah blah. Nigga, you anti-vaccine blah 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 blah.
But what does that have to do with this part of the argument? Because COVID-19, there is no vaccine. So what difference does it make if he's anti-vax?
Yeah, we know it's not no vaccine.
I agree.
We have other protection we have right now as far as what we can do. Because like Rob always said, ain't no food gonna protect you from this shit when you get it. It don't matter.
Yeah, see that's what at the end that's what Divine was trying to say. And that's why Rob came back like, there's nothing you gonna take that's gonna stop you from getting the damn virus, bro. He said, just eat, exercise.
We can do this naturally. We don't need no vaccination.
See, that's why I was telling you, like, he started off natural. Everybody agreed. But then when he got towards the middle, that's when he kind of got into his, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need vaccine. We can do it this way. And here's other studies.
Pause. They asked him that specifically because they wanted to hinge their argument on the fact that he didn't believe. He didn't just come out with, oh, we don't need vaccines. We don't have to. He didn't do that. They asked him specifically, if they create a vaccine, are you going to take it? He said, no, but I would encourage other people to take the vaccine. That's what he said. He didn't even bring that up. They brought it up because they wanted to hinge their argument.
He didn't say he would. He didn't say he would encourage anybody to take it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He said I would not take it, and he said I wanted to provide the information so then you can make your own, so that they can make their own choice.
Initially, he said he would not take it, but he would encourage other people to do so. And then
you gotta understand, Divine got a mind frame that.
Yeah, you gotta go back.
He said that he could win against this.
Yeah, he believes. Yeah, he believes that. Yeah, he believes like.
Damn, bro, you took that serious?
Yeah, he said that's why he was talking about. I'll go outside right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying it can't affect him because he eats right and his immune system. He was like, I'll go outside right now. He didn't say it
couldn't affect him. He said that he would recover.
Same thing. It's not guaranteed to recover.
It's not the same thing.
No,
it's not the same thing. That means I will contract the virus. I will potentially contract the virus. I'll just recover. I'll beat it.
Is that a true statement?
What do you mean? Is that a true statement?
If he says no.
He pulled out some statistics on the recovery rate versus the death rate. That's not even debatable. People are.
But is he guaranteed? Nobody is guaranteed to recover. That's the bottom line.
Nobody is guaranteed to recover, but the likelihood of him recovering based off of the profiles of people who have contracted the virus and who have recovered versus those who haven't, based off the profile and where he falls on that spectrum, he's saying he's most likely to recover. Yeah.
Then if that's but see, listen, if that's the ideology, right? Then everybody that is as sweet as a vine need to just get back to work.
Yeah, that's a teaching too.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
they can't.
But here's the issue. Here's the issue with that. Here's the issue with that.
Hey, Craig, your microphone is like staticky.
You're like a little fuzzy. Yeah. Yeah, but Amber, the whole bottom line is that the percentages say, we know what the percentages say, but he's not guaranteed to recover. That's just it. Like, you're not guaranteed to recover.
Right.
Like there's people healthier than Divine that died. Fitness people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people have passed away that's in better shape than Divine.
Yeah, he really should have just said that the Most High gonna protect me.
Yeah, I would
He
respect
should
that.
have
I would
basically
respect
said
that.
that
I'd
because
respect
I
that.
am divine.
I'd respect that.
I am a prophet. I will put here by the Most High. He should have basically said that.
I respect that as we said.
But my question is, no matter what reason he feels like he's going to survive, how does that influence your ability to survive? Now, if it at the end of the day, we're all out here with no protection other than our immune system. That is what we have. That is our line of defense. So I'm trying to figure out why this is even a discussion. Why it's even a question? We're talking about him not taking a vaccine that does not exist. What are we even talking
that's
about?
what I'm saying. I mean, like I said, Amber, it's spiral. Like it's agreed that they just spiral onto something else.
It's found with somewhere else.
That's how,
because it became a propaganda campaign, right? Because it became a propaganda campaign. You had one guy who basically, I think Divine is trying to sell a product, right? To me, that's how I took it. Like he tried to conjure up a product somewhere like a Dr. Sabi type of thing, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was going through with
this. Are you trying to say he got stock in clear lungs?
he got stock in his own thing. You got to understand, Divine have a church.
I don't watch his channel.
He have a church.
I don't watch his channel.
All right.
Yeah, he have a church.
Yeah, let me read this right here. As far as the clear lungs, it says potential adverse and allergic reactions from complementary and alternative medicine and dietary supplements. Complementary and alternative medicine and dietary supplements are often used by patients. A detailed examination of each preparation used by 4 patients was carried out. 7 such preparations with the potential to cause bleeding. 7 such preparations with the potential to cause bleeding. Cardiovascular and central nervous system side effects and allergic food reactions are described. They were taken by both Asian and Caucasian patients, were purchased locally, and were used for allergic and non-allergic disorders. Inquiry into their use is important to prevent potential adverse and allergic reactions. There should be a higher standard of regulation for such products. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta go down some more. You gotta show the side effects of it, and then there's another section underneath that too.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Hold on, I might skip some of this stuff.
Yeah, you gotta skip this.
And that's what kind of Rob on when he gave his breakdown.
They'll be reading the shit out of some article too. That's a reading. I didn't get a problem.
Hey, hold on. On Vice, there's one of the side effects right there in the chart. You missed it. It's a hypertension and something else.
Oh, I see it.
Hypokalemia.
What is that? Let me look that up.
And that's the whole thing too. Like when Rob on did it the right way. When he talked about it, he talked about like I'm not recommending this because you can have allergic reaction. That's why you don't
potassium levels.
You don't tell people to just take a supplement because you don't know their conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just blankly tell people.
Divine Prospect did that earlier too, before Rob Warren even came on. He suggested you talk with your healthcare provider. He even said if you don't necessarily do that, and you deal, more with the holistic, then consult with them. But he was saying
we don't trust no holistic people. I'm just saying, I don't trust no.
But it's your choice. Right there. It's your choice. That was the bottom line.
That's what I was saying.
Whoever you consult with is who you consult with.
Yeah, you go to a holistic doctor and you holistic, he can kill you.
Yeah, I mean holistic. I'm not like how they
are there licensed medical professionals that take a holistic?
They're licensed by lobbying. They're licensed by lobbying. It's not nothing they never proved none of their medicine work. They never proved none of their medicine. They want to just
about medical doctors. Are there medical doctors that have a more holistic?
No, we're talking about the holistic doctors. None of them provided any evidence on their medicine.
So we can build. Like, you're asking are there medical doctors that take a holistic approach?
Yes.
I would be like I would have to you would have to show something like.
Well, let me search, and because I don't mind.
Because
Yeah,
I
the
mean, like
naturopath
once you
doctors, the naturopath
once
doctors, they got license. They
yeah,
just
because
want to
you got to be
control
able.
them because they became so outrageous. You had Oprah Winfrey put Dr. Oz on. It just became so they were like,
I
damn, we
think
got to
Dr.
kind of
Oz is a real
integrate them.
doctor. I think Dr.
Yeah,
Oz is a
but you
real
hear a real
doctor.
doctor. He a real doctor, but he gave a lot of misinformation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like
That the
those
rest of the medical
holistic,
field didn't agree with.
quote unquote holistic doctors, they got you got to be able to take a person's blood sample and stuff like that, like to see what's going on, with
Yeah.
them.
And then we gotta understand a lot of the medicine that we do take, they're just abstract natural products, right? In very few words, like steroids and stuff like that. That's unnatural, but the rest of it is like natural stuff. And a
Yeah,
lot of them tell you to eat a plant, right? And that plant might not react. The plant might could kill you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's
But
why
what they
I've never
abstract
seen.
out of there could heal you, right? But they abstract out the plant because plants are chemicals too. You might can abstract a certain type of chemical out that plant. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, that's why. I
Yeah,
mean, most doctors I see, they'll only recommend things to do for as far as a healthy diet. They will never say go get this plant or go. They don't really. They kind of stay away from that because they don't know your conditions, and they can come under fire for even making that type of statement. You know what I'm saying? Just how like Trump made the statement about chlor that little shit curring motherfuckers, and 2 people heard that shit, and the goddamn husband died because they took some aquarium shit. The husband died, and the wife was on goddamn life support down there, critical condition and shit. Like they can't make them type of statements, or they can be goddamn
You got to
sued.
be very responsible on this. You got to be very responsible with the message that you send out to people who are listening.
Yeah, because I mean, he was saying something.
And yet, most of the community is not responsible with their messaging.
Yeah, because he was saying things like, if you're gonna take this holistic approach, there's some things that come with it. Like basically, he was saying like, you're gonna have to get it how you live. Like, like if you're going down
like you gotta die. You gotta
basically
die. Take your chance.
You might die, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not work out. Like you need to know what you signed up for. Type shit. I was kind of like that. Shit was kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that was scary. That was Corey kind of because I think he did take advantage of temperament, right?
Yeah, he did. He played him.
He played him straight out the top too. That was good. That was good by the way. Yeah, that was
chess,
good.
Though. That's chess. That's how you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was chess move. Like you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Unc should have never. If Unc should have never let him in, like that. I don't want to fuck with dude tonight. And Unc played himself with that. He played himself with that one.
Yeah, once the man like got him. You know what I'm saying? Because once he can't talk, he's like, see, I'm trying to talk, huh? I'm on your side. I'm trying to get this. It was over with. Unc was already
hot. Is he Rob Ball in temperament too, right? Rob Ball temperament too. But Rob Ball was smooth that night. He was smooth. He temperament too. He'll shoot off too.
I'm dropping this link in the chat. It's an organization that's centered around holistic health. It's a holistic health organization, but it has physicians, medical practitioners that are part of that practice it. So there are whole organizations dedicated to this type of thing of medical professionals and licensed professionals. So again, I said that to say that Divine Prospect said that you can consult with your physician or your holistic health professional or whoever you consult with, but he did make it clear that he was not the authority.
Let me see I have to look at the link and see what they're doing, like, and like if what are they recommending?
Is they accredited?
If they're accredited, you know.
They're accredited.
So here we are back at Clear Line.
I'll just take it into consideration because there's a lot to read, and then
because like midwives, right? You have midwives are considered you can get a license in midwives, right?
Yeah.
But we know the history of midwives. You should just be a nurse. Fuck midwives. I think if you're gonna be a natural, you should just be a doctor. You're gonna be a naturopathic medical doctor.
Yeah. You spend all that time on that phony stuff, you could be a real MD.
Yeah, you could be a real MD. They just wanna know what they're doing, right? Because you gotta understand that the 80s and the early 90s, that shit was getting out of hand. Like all the motherfuckers, Dr. Sabies and shit. That's what Dr. Sabies went through. He wasn't the only one. There was plenty of them going through the court cases, saying they could cure shit.
So right here, it gives the ingredients. And then at the bottom, it says Schisandra fruit and Chinese licorice root. In quotations, it said it was supposed to list the percentage of the daily value of the individual herbs, but it stated daily value not established. What the hell is that? What is that? Daily. It was supposed to list the percentage of the daily value of the individual herbs, but stated daily value not established. But look right here. The label stated clear lungs, being a unique Chinese herbal formula designed to help maintain healthy lungs, and Chinese herbs have been used successfully for hundreds of years throughout Asia. And look, it says it was accompanied by a testimonial. The results with clear lung are like a miracle. I don't want
that's cultural bias. That's cultural bias.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I don't want to be without it. Wait. But this statement right here was crazy. The simple fact you got clear lungs meaning you have a hard time breathing. Yeah. What condition you got? What condition you got that you don't want to be without it? What you got? COVID too?
Yeah,
COVID too. Back then it was COVID too. COVID too back then.
Yeah. Who wants? Like this is for people who have a hard time breathing. It opens their airways, whatever. So, but anyway, anytime a testimony is like this, it's like a miracle. Now you already know. Stop it. You know, when you do that, it's like a miracle. God, it's like God sent it. You already know. I don't know. I raised an eyebrow right there.
Yeah, they want to say God did it without saying God did, right?
Yeah, right.
That was basically what it was.
Hey, what the hell is this? Okay, so this looks like it was just something just to take data right here. It's like this wasn't really. It was like
there ain't no clinical study on it. There ain't no clinical study on it.
It's just taking data.
Yeah. You use other people's shit. It might be some pseudo shit. It might be some actual medical shit. You mix both of them together. You trying to.
Yeah. All right. So let me see what else is out there on this. On uwealth.org. Let me just. I don't know if this is a credible site. I'm just want. Let me check. What is this?
Man, I was hurt when I found out the MedPool was an open access site too, and they want peer review like that. You know what I mean? I like, God damn, so you can pay your way to this shit.
Yeah, how does wait? This article doesn't even have clear lungs in there. Oh no, it says clearing your it says clearing your lungs. It's not clear lungs.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a secret. Put the word clear lungs for Google in quotations.
Put it in quotations?
Yeah, that tells Google to just look for that particular word.
Yeah.
Right.
I told they'll be reading, and he a good researcher.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at this organization, and I'm trying to see if they got some results, but look like they're like a they do like their holistic approach goes into like spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Like
the simple fact I can't find anything on it That's already a red flag. You know, it just keeps showing me the bottle to buy it. Like,
So you,
Dr. Sabi?
Well, if you would like me to read from the source, it says holistic medicine encompasses all safe and appropriate modalities of diagnosis and treatment. It includes analysis of physical, nutritional, environmental, emotional, spiritual, and lifestyle elements. Holistic medicine focuses upon patient education and participation in the healing process. So then it goes on to list the principles, which I could go through, but it's too lengthy, so I don't have to. But you said, excuse me?
Huh? That was correct.
Somebody was saying something.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have to read through the entire thing, but
yeah, I'm just looking at
by the
yeah, their mission statement messed up though.
Yeah,
I don't like their mission statement.
I was looking to see case study because they're still using conventional medicine, and then they're like adding like some other holistic approach to it, but it's also about spiritual. You know what I'm saying? It's also like it ain't just about medicine. For when they talk holistic too, they're talking about like spiritual cleansing of the mind and
principles. You know like, they use the word principle.
It's like let me go to it right here.
Here's my question, because I know for me, when I go to the doctor, I've been recommended to take a multivitamin.
Yeah, me too.
So, that's a supplement. So
you could vitamins. Like, come on, Amber, we're talking
vitamins. What are we talking about? Is vitamin C a vitamin?
No, vitamins is fine. We're talking about, like, you ever go to your doctor and he be like, okay, take some echinacea or whatever that shit Jabari says. Like, they're not going to tell you to do that.
Vitamins everywhere.
Vitamins is part of your regular like thing. That's just part of the normal scope of what medicine.
And again, I get all of that, but what I'm saying is, some of this is coming from people like when he showed a bottle of something, or even the other night, somebody, I think it was the watcher, he showed some zinc that he takes. And, it was kind of joked about, but people act like taking supplements is pseudo, or, like.
Yeah, a doctor may
eating healthy is pseudo. Like, what are we talking about here?
Even zinc, though, a doctor may recommend you take some zinc. That's
also,
not outside. That's not outside the scope.
Also, doctors can recommend or they can prescribe to you placebos because they know that it will improve your interaction with your condition. So
yeah, it's just psychology. They're more psychology part of the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll make you think so you can interact with people more. It might be a water pill.
Yeah.
It make you think that you getting healed on a reaction.
Yeah, actually,
so even doctors engage in pseudo shit, right? Is that what we kind of saying?
No, we said psychology. I consider the psychology soft science. I consider psychology with it. Until you cover the neurologic part, right?
Yeah,
so
As far as counseling,
I wouldn't
pseudoscience.
Right, I wouldn't say it's pseudo just because. I wouldn't say it's pseudo just because it's known that placebos don't do anything specifically, but it's shown in trials that when some patients have taken placebos, their emotional response as well as psychological responses are improved. It's not saying that they can take nothing and then they're satisfied with it. It's just the fact that they're prescribed something, that interaction.
But they fool them, right? They are magicians, right? They fool them, right? They tell them that it's going to improve them, but it's really nothing but a water pill. I'm just saying that's a part of the human psychology.
But they do let them know that this is the placebo. Like they'll just say, "Here's the placebo. Take it. It's going to actually fix the problem that you have." Like they let them know that it's a placebo.
But here's my thing. So when we having this discussion about people taking the echinacea or the supplement, to me, y'all kind of making a point. It does not necessarily have to do something physical or prevent them from getting it. But a lot of this is the fact that it just makes people feel better about what they're facing. It keeps them in a more hopeful mindset that there's something that they can actually do. It allows them to feel in control to some degree. Is there something wrong with that? Like, I don't understand.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
We're not.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we're not arguing that. We're not arguing.
Yeah. We know that you can't be depressed with a real chronic disease, right? You gonna die. We know that. So you got to have something that make a person be energetic and understand the disease and not feel like a victim to life. We understand that.
Yeah, and really the message is it won't prevent you from getting it. It's something you can take to help recover, in other words.
Right.
So
I'm biased.
after you have it, here's some things you can try to maybe help speed up the recovery process.
Or emotional. No, it ain't speed. It's emotional and psychology.
Yeah, both.
But in your mindset. Because if you get depressed with a disease, you gonna die within 6 months.
But it may take a little. It may take a little. Day off. Like we read about the vitamin C yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It may take a little day off the recovery time. Certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're sick, you're not gonna.
Okay, so this right here, this is a warning letter from the FDA. Again. So when you sell supplements, we read this the other day, because it's not regulated by the FDA. But if people complain about it, the FDA will, and you contact the FDA, they will respond. You dig? So I don't. This guy, Biomedic Labs LLC.
Yeah.
It says Mr. Brad Custer. This is definitely FDA.gov, by the way. It says, this is to advise you that the Food and Drug Administration has reviewed your website at the internet address www.biomedic.labs.com and Biomedic Labs RSRX.com in July 2015, and has determined that you take orders there for these products and named them. Vitamin D3, all this shit. It says, FDA has determined that your website promotes these products for conditions that cause the product to be drugs under section blah, blah, blah. So it says therapeutic claims on your website establish that the products are drugs. Because they are intended for use in cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease. As explained further below, introduction or delivering these products for introduction into interstate commerce for such uses violates the Act. You can find the Act and FDA regulations through links at the homepage. So they get on somebody. I want to see if that's.
So you can't even say prevention. You can't even say prevention either.
That's what Dr. Sebi got in trouble for.
And bias. I just found that Clear Lungs on their website.
You did?
Yeah. I just put the link in the Zoom chat.
In the Zoom chat, yeah.
All right. What is there any Clear Lungs in here?
Control F. Use Control F.
Yeah. I was just when like the suspense of just scrolling down was like just.
There it is, right there.
Okay. Oh shit. I have been taking Cerex X and blah, blah, and Clear Lung for just about a year now. I have not had a single lung infection. So it's just a testimony.
Right.
Whereas prior to being in this, I was experiencing. Oh, shit. Oh. I have been taking Sarah RX and Seracor NX and Clear Lung for just about a year now. I have not had a single lung infection, whereas prior to being on this regimen, I was experiencing infections every 3 to 4 months. The vines ain't looking good. Using a combination of Sarah RX and Clear Lungs 3 times a day have kept my chronic. So they said, so we got 1 for the home team, 1 for the away team. So that's it. That's what I said on that one. All right, so let me check the But to me, it's alarming when you can't find anything on it. That's a problem, man.
Yep, it's not peer reviewed like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't find it. That's just a huge problem. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and that's the argument he always makes. Like he always going to say he went into it a little bit, but he kind of got cut off. Like nobody's doing the research. He accused them of like not digging deep into that and spending the money. Like he made the argument at a vaccine debate that they're not spending the type of money to look into these holistic practices.
And when you write Chinese herbal remedy or anything, you could probably sell more crack if you say this is a Chinese herbal remedy on your crack.
She said more crack.
Yeah,
good.
Like you wouldn't buy them drinks with the Chinese writing on it with the goddamn.
Oh my God, bro.
Man, shit, I was buying that shit up, nigga, with the yang and all that, whatever the hell.
Yeah, what about the Chinese? I was killing that Chinese tea.
Oh man, come on, man! Like because they known for the mystique of having like the herbal
the cures for everybody.
Yeah, you know.
The cures for everybody.
Yeah, you put the Chinese writing on it.
They the masters of tea.
Hey, oh my God! Oh wait! What's it say right here? What's it say?
You gotta show your screen.
Drugs work only on symptoms. Hey man, it's a therapeutic vaccine, and do nothing to restore the body to its normal health state. As you can see from the description of the ingredients in clear lungs, they work on the cause of lung congestion by restoring. Oh, okay. So they said opposite. Congestion.
You gotta show your screen though. The people can't see it.
Say that again.
Yeah. What happened is your body will cleanse itself at the same time you taking this stuff. People have testimony.
I was saying,
yeah,
you gotta share your screen.
Oh, it's not sharing.
Testimony, like it worked. But really, your body did.
Okay, so I guess it's trying to say, it's trying to compare this to drugs. It says drugs work only on symptoms and do nothing to restore the body to its normal healthy state. But clear lungs, they work on the cause of lung congestion by restoring and supporting normal lung function and metabolic activity through reducing fluids, aiding in tissue repair. That's some huge claims right there.
Yeah, the alkaline water say a pitch.
All right, so hold up. I'm trying to go back to. Wait, talking about the website. They had another app there here. Let me see.
Yeah, so that's the website you were looking at with that warning.
Yeah, I wanted to go to wait. So how I get back to where I was? This right
Go
here?
back. No, go back. And back one more.
Yeah.
Oh, you must have closed it.
All right.
Close that tab.
All right. Click it again.
Okay, there you go. Is that it?
Nah, nope. But this is right here though.
Do it again.
I'm here.
Do it again. You open the most recent closed tab.
No, I'm here.
No, that's the one I gave you.
Right. Yeah, I want to come back here.
Okay.
Because I want to do reviews.
Ah, okay.
Oh my God. Really?
Yep.
There's all these satisfied customers, right? Look, I've been only taking for 2 days. Look, come on, stop it.
You can easily write that in there, like.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, a great product.
I work for them, nigga. I work for them. I wrote it.
hey, yo, you can listen to Beyonce sing, right? And somebody gonna press dislike on that thing, right? So nobody has a perfect review.
Right.
5. Look, God, how many stars? 5 stars over here. All right, come on.
It's the same thing on Amazon. I just checked Amazon. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm having a problem that we can't find anything on it outside the website.
I have a problem with the RX behind it.
What RX mean?
Normally that's associated with actual like prescription drugs or like FDA approved drugs. Just the RX is kind of symbolic.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They should have took that route, then. They should have did the whole ritual.
Let me see right here.
Lying on the FDA like that.
Oh man, wait. Hey, yo, why this company is not here? You dig? No, not there. God damn it. Why this company is not here? This is the question. Why it's not on here? The BBB.
You spelled it wrong.
Okay. Nah, I had pressed enter and it went to that. See?
Separated. Is it?
Well, on the bottle it's one word.
Oh, okay.
You got New Jersey.
Is it out of New Jersey?
Nah,
No.
that's a whole nother search right there.
Yeah, just do clear lungs by itself and take out the New Jersey.
Yeah, nah, this is just an old search.
Okay.
See, it says this is city and state. All right. See?
Well, they probably have a company with a different LLC name.
Right. Oh, damn.
Oh, man, that's even more suspect. That's even more suspect.
Well, is that the name of the company or the name of the product?
Exactly.
No, the name of the company is called Ridgecrest Herbals. So try looking for that.
It's called what?
Ridgecrest Herbals.
R-E, like this?
RIDGECREST.
Crest like that?
But one word and take the U out. The U is the E.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Herbals. There it is down there.
That's it at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh. Not accredited.
All right.
It's got an A+ rating now.
Oh boy, Reg, let me see.
Been in business 26 years.
Yeah. That's it. The motherfucker been in for 30, 40.
They put their website down there if that's what you're looking for.
All right. I got one last trick. It's gonna work. I got one last trick. I'm gonna give up on these mugs.
Yeah, you basically gotta put when you dealing with stuff like how they deal with, you gotta put stuff into the category of nutrition or vitamin type of category. You can't say cure and heal and prevention like that.
I'm gonna get them.
Cause even the real medical doctors, they don't use the word cure.
Right.
They might use eradicate or prevention.
Treat.
I got this one website, and I gotta find it. I'm gonna get it. Damn it. Shit, it's some other laptop. I know it is.
Yeah, I don't think people. I think if a lot of them start using the word support, right, or help you with something, like help you with asthma, then I think it'll register more. But I think cure is just like, hey, I'm going for the quick bank. I'm going for the quick bank.
I had a scamming website checker.
The watcher said the real question is what's the active ingredient? Google that.
All right. Damn it. Clear line.
I can show that. If you go back to the website, let me put this in the chat. And I think I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, show your screen, man. If you want to show us your great research skills, I know you know. You good at it. I ain't gonna lie.
Shit.
Finding about man is real good at research.
All right. So here it says the active ingredient is anti-ammonium tartarium, carbovegetabilis, natrium sulfuricum, and then phosphorus. It says it's a lung decongestant. Uses of fast temporary relief of lung congestion caused by colds and flu, allergies, smoking, pollution, athletics, or other causes. Results are usually felt within hours and increase with longer use.
Yeah, it break up. So it kind of break up the decongestion, right?
Yep.
When it become a block, it break it up.
Yep. I think that's one of the things on the bottle. It says balance mucus levels.
You break it up. Like once you go through it, you go break it up. Did you get some type of relief?
Yep.
But it ain't go cure you from it.
No.
Yeah, temporary, like taking the damn halls. Basically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can get through work, or at least make it to lunch.
She said, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be coughing on everybody. You gonna be coughing on everybody. Go help you.
But you're gonna need a couple of halls to get the job done.
Yeah, you gonna suppress. You gonna suppress it a little bit. You gotta have a pocket full of jobs out. You gotta have at least about 8 of them in your pocket. Just a lunch break.
Hey, but Divine was waiting on him. Divine, like, I got my little PowerPoint ready. I'm finna jump on.
Hey, he played the good guy role on He played the good guy role. That's your classic. He played the good guy role on.
He's like, hey, how you doing? I mean, I really wasn't prepared. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, hi to the whole panel. Yeah, hi to the whole panel. Hi, Corey. Hi, Saneter. I'm like, oh, God.
Hey, it's Saneter. It's Saneter. You got to be a capitalist.
Fred, you're going to have to come up off that mic a little bit.
yeah.
My fault. Yeah, I got the my earphones on.
You got it on siren.
I got on siren.
Yeah.
Divine had a PowerPoint ready. Hold on, let me just go to something real quick. I was a couple of boom.
Hey, he outside that. He got to be a capitalist. He got to be ready.
Yeah, ugly have a jazz. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, he didn't have jazz, man.
He got away last time, right? With his lead vaccine thing.
Yeah,
he was like, I ain't gonna let him get away this time. I'm gonna heckle him. I'm gonna heckle him in the best. I'm gonna get on there and I'm gonna act like I'm just the nicest guy ever. That shit was good. He did that.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah, he a slicker. You gotta understand, he the nice guy slicker.
Yeah, because there's no way. That's what we was talking about that the other night. When you're live and somebody comes with something new information or something you have, you have no, you can't, you don't got time to read it.
Yeah.
Like you just got like, you know what I mean? You got to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I got to look over this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't like this platform. Saneter is not like this platform. We'll say, hold on, let's read.
Yeah, let's try to go through and try to figure out.
Yeah,
you know
let's try to go through it. It's
Craig,
nothing like this platform.
Craig, you doing it again.
Yeah, let me take my earphones off. I'm gonna go straight to the thing.
Yeah. So put
But
that microphone.
I did have a question though, because they never did cover the subject matter. So what exactly did Zion Lex say, if anyone knows, because it was never addressed?
He said this. What he said? He said this. Now, it was some spooky stuff.
And Ghost said he go to Jersey. I think it'll be better when they go to Jersey.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Ghost is gonna go.
When they go to Jersey, I think it become better. Because if you look it up after it goes and said 99.9% of the time it's accurate. Like you look it up afterwards. I'll be like, okay,
flaws in it. Y'all gonna have a thing with this book already flawed. Garfield is telling people now, because of the coronavirus, that his book has been pushed back. Hopefully, what I'm saying today is going to push it back even further, because you got to take a lot of stuff out of his book. It is so sloppy to say that Hebrews are Canaanites when we have historical records. Why are the Romans writing about this? In fact, I run to the fight. That's right. Time of everybody else, and we see it always after and always similar. So we know who everybody's watching. And then some of us that have access to these celebrities come to find out, Vlad know exactly who Saneter and Saneter TV.
Is not his forte per se, so he can't.
Oh no! Okay, my bad. Okay, I got the wrong one. It's this one. Watch this right here. Zion, you kind of bugged out with this one. Are we remembering, Saneter, that this is the same people that gave a group of black men syphilis? Who believes that? Anybody?
They got a group of black men what? They got a group of black men what?
Syphilis. Which they've been aware of for many decades.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's that blackology. That blackology.
Why do you think they're studying it? They just want to know how it works, and we're studying it so we can know how to beat it? Or are we remembering, Saneter, that this is the same people that gave a group of black men syphilis? Yeah, I think I believe that same thing until I was corrected. Nah, they didn't give anybody syphilis. Black folks came there with syphilis. They just didn't treat them.
Yeah, they just treat them. You want to say that part, like, y'all really care about us? Y'all should have treated us.
Yeah.
Instead of making us a narrative. You know what I'm saying? They could have been the narrative.
China?
We try to say these.
Okay, here it is right here. Here you go, Amber. You want to know what he said? Okay, right here. This is what Uncle them is mad at. Yeah. Do you know? Definitely distracted. The wet markets in Wuhan, China, which is supposed to be the source of the coronavirus outbreak, right, is ironically the same area, Wuhan, China, where 5G was first introduced. Oh shit! Public society.
That's a lie.
It was first placed in Wuhan, China, and they were warned that some of the dangers of 5G is extremely immense and strong, Saneter. Its connectivity, the radiation, it's extremely strong, and it has a lot of ill factors for human beings. One of the side effects from being too close to it are all the symptoms you see for coronavirus. So what may be occurring in Wuhan, China, is not even necessarily an outbreak of the actual virus, which is why, Saneter, People are recovering in Wuhan, China right now without a vaccine. How are they recovering from the virus without vaccines?
I can explain that, but explain.
The same what we doing over here. Recovering over here.
Right. I can explain that now.
So the symptoms, he's saying that 5G is responsible for many of the symptoms that we
Yes.
see in coronavirus. So what, cough?
But how did we get it then? How did we get it?
Runny nose, fever.
Mm-hmm.
But how did we get it if it's just radiation thing? How did we get the shit?
5G, that signal, man, it's just strong, bro.
I mean, if that's the case, many things mimic the symptoms we see from coronavirus. Isn't that kind of the point?
Right, exactly. Flu, anything. Yeah, but the thing is, I want to know how 5G must be contagious, and it's person to person. Because if you get exposed, to radiation, how do I get radiation? How do you get it? How did fucking pandemic?
Yeah, they took 5G to Italy and shit.
Here's another thing. 5G is actually in several other places before it came to China. Korea is one. So, like, your information needs to be updated, like, clearly.
But also they said when 2G came out, oh my God, the Illuminati, 3G.
They did it with 3G and 4G. They did it with 3G and 4G.
4G on his way.
Yeah, nigga scared. Like I saw one of my partners today. I was like, man, how you doing, bro? Everything good? You know, I said, yeah, I'm fairly good. I'm talking about your health. Everything good? He's like, yeah, man. He said, hey, I ain't letting no folks stick nothing to me. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, man, be safe, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that.
All right, so look, let's get back to that clear lung shit throws off.
So just tell me when you can see my screen. Just tell me when
we see your screen. We see it.
Okay. So he asked a question as far as statistics. See, the thing is, I'm not going to sit here and just guess on things. I'm going to look at the data that's available and make an assessment after I analyze the data. So when I talked about the recovery rate, and that's something interesting that Rob won't point up about people who tested negative and then tested positive. Well, how is that the case? Here's how you can test it. If I have antibodies, which is Y-shaped protein.
Nah, we played that earlier. Remember, Italy or whoever it was, the test was jacked up. Remember? And they complained to China. So that's why I did that the tests were fucked up. And remember, the dude from
Wait a minute. So it's conclusively come out that people are not retesting for it. The first test was faulty to begin with, or the second test?
Okay. They sent the shipment of those tests overseas. I think it's Italy, if I'm not mistaken, but one of those white countries. I believe it's Italy. And they found out the test was like 50%, something like that.
Yeah, 50%. Kind of inconclusive.
So the dude sent it back, and they were so desperate, they went with some old non-licensed test. They said, just give us anything. Anything but that. Anything but that Chinese test.
But I seen, and I'm not sure if it was on this channel or if I was just watching it on my own, but the people who received the faulty test, they send them back to the company, and they're sending out a new batch from the same fucking company.
Dang. Yeah, that was definitely here. Let's see this.
Proteins that latch onto the membrane of the actual virus in my body, but you cannot isolate and purify an actual virion, then that means that, hey, you're clear because you don't actively have the virus in your body. But you can still have the antibodies and then get reinfected with the virus and get retested and see that the virus is back in your body. This happens when people get the flu all the time. So he asked me, what are the statistics? So now what I'm showing him is numbers. You can go and look this up yourself. Old and young. It's going through all the people who have been affected based by CDC numbers, WHO numbers, and the local central hospital of Wuhan. We have data so we can see who's getting infected, why they're getting infected, what are the pre-existing conditions, are they immunocompromised? We know all this data. We have it. The problem is it's not being spread across a broad range of different avenues so that way everybody can see the data. A lot of the data is already there. The problem is it's not being fully disseminated. So when we go to see people who are being affected.
So now, what I would do if I was see, words like that is not fully being disseminated. Okay, Devon, are you saying they're hiding it from the masses? You see, like you gotta those word things, you gotta catch it and hold them. Like, yo, so what are you saying? Are they hiding it from the public?
Yeah, and Hopkins,
or maybe not necessarily. Or maybe not necessarily hiding it, but you would have to be looking for it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not hidden, but
They're not giving it to you willingly. Like
But
they're not offering it to you.
but they had numbers though, man. You remember Wujo was reading the numbers off maybe 2
Yeah.
nights ago of infected, the percentages of the age percentages, like those numbers are out.
Okay, right. Okay, yep.
Now it was something that was, and I'm assuming it was something that he had on the screen. But earlier it said something about skews the data. Like a few moments back, I wanted to see what they were saying skewed the data.
Who says skewed the data?
It's on the screen it was on the screen before, then he scrolled down some.
Let me see. We got 38.
Yeah, probably the people who did get tested for.
Look this up yourself.
Everybody thought they had
all the people who have been affected based by.
The death toll skews old even more strongly. Overall, that's like an incomplete. The death toll skews old even more strongly. Overall, China CDC found 2.3% of confirmed cases died, but the fatality rate was 14.8%. Is that what it says? And people 80 or older, likely reflecting the presence of other diseases. I just want to read what that related to. The death toll.
By numbers, old numbers.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Unbiased.
I'm trying to read this stuff.
And the local central hospital of Wuhan, we have data so we can see who's getting.
The stat news. What the hell is the stat news?
Yeah, because see, he was doing things like adding his own opinion into it, like, you know what I'm saying, like how we was talking before, like it's too early to be presenting concrete facts about COVID-19 when all the people are telling you like, yo, we don't have enough data in yet to, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're getting conflicting reports, like, you know, it can only last 3 days, or we find out it lasts 17 days. You know what I'm saying? That's why different things are coming out. It's just, everything is still new. And he was kind of making concrete arguments like, that's just not what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, if he respect the 14-day rule, we got to respect the seasonal rule too.
Well, quick question: how many cases are there?
Where, I mean, tell me, in the United States overall?
I mean, I'm just talking about overall.
In the country, I mean, I think the country has like 100,000 plus now.
So, what was they saying the number was worldwide? Because I mean, to be perfectly honest, that's a sufficient sample to start doing some real analyses, and you know, even if they don't really understand the virus, the statistics.
Yeah, but it takes time.
I just the WHO on this. The
It takes time to get all the data, because you got to take into consideration age. Then you got to find out what type of underlying issues they had going on. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to just
Yeah, that all of that I get and understand. What I'm just saying is, it's not as if they don't have enough cases to start to really do some analysis and kind of try to get a handle on what's going on or how it behaves. Now they may need some different subjects or more experience, more people with different medical backgrounds to see how it behaves in different individuals. But I think as far as the numbers, yeah, the number wise, they have a sufficient size.
Yeah, it's over 100,000 cases in the U.S. As far as using the information that they have, I think they really will get more information from sustaining those who are suffering from like shortness of breath and things like that. That's really like the goal, is to keep those people alive so they can at least run some more tests on them. It's the ones that are dying off that's causing so much of a problem.
Yeah, and I think there's so much things going on. They're testing to see, they're testing recovery rates,
right.
the infectious stage, because I heard before like you're only infectious for like you could contagious for like 7 days. I think that might have changed now. Like
also if the immune system of those who had died, hopefully they could provide some information as far as what their immune defenses were at that state. I'm also hearing like a lot of smokers are also dying from this because smoking lowers the immune system defenses.
They said it's
and
8 of them,
obesity.
Josh.
Yeah,
They
that
said
too.
it's 8 of them too. It's 8 of them. 8 different type of coronavirus. They said it's 8 different types.
You mean the family and inside the family? I'm not sure about.
Yeah, this right here, what they know now, what's going on right now. It's 8 of them.
I gotta look into it and see. I gotta look into it and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the official message from the CDC as far as the official numbers, and then also there's another link in the CDC that shows that they are testing some of these cases as well. Both of those are being in the Zoom chat. If you don't want to take a look at that.
All right, yeah, because you gotta, I know it seems it is a lot, Amber, but it's gonna take a little minute. It's still gonna take a minute. Because they got them dead bodies. They got to do autopsies on the dead body. All the data got to be put in. Doctors are already at a low. Like,
yep.
Yeah, they had the clinical trials, see these certain type of medicine work, and the long and the effects on it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing also is to try to get the nurses to not be affected by it. So they have to find some way to work around that because eventually a lot of nurses are catching it and they're also affected by it. So
they're not letting them go home. They're not letting them go home and shit.
Yeah, and they think they think in some cases it may even be genetic. Like there's a certain genetic thing that's because they're, you know what I mean? Because when they come into contact with people that with no pre-existing conditions, like and they're just over with quick. You know what I'm saying? And then you got other people who may have had pre-existing conditions and fought through it. So I'm saying, so there's all types of different information coming in, and they're trying to filter it out and blood
type.
What these
and they
factors
do
are.
a blood type
Blood
too.
type, yeah,
they do a blood type too. I read some on blood type.
The blood type thing hasn't been confirmed yet. But I would definitely look into that. You're right; it could be genetic, but I think more so the people who don't have any history in it, they might have part of their defenses from a similar virus that the immune system has already defeated, and that could be giving them an edge as well. They just have to confirm what that is.
Yeah. I see.
It's too many variables with this. That's why it's very dangerous.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was wondering because it has similarities to so many other different viruses. I was wondering if interaction with those things could kind of offset the effects of different characteristics in this virus.
Right.
And maybe not entirely, but just like those different elements that act as like if it's similar to if it's similar to say they're saying malaria or something like that. If someone had come in contact with malaria already with those characteristics in this particular virus, somehow be mitigated by their exposure to it, even if it doesn't completely mitigate them from the virus in its entirety.
Right. Same thing with like swine flu, for example. A lot of people were affected by it, but not a lot of people died behind it. So it could be some type of exemption with that. Again, it's very theoretical, but it's possible that there could be something that is linked to the genetics of a person who has no background in it that may be immune to it.
I think it's worse than the swine flu, though. What they got will say. Like, this is worse. Like the swine flu, they basically got on did they dying on that one. This one right here, they have no earthly idea.
Yeah, and see the thing is like this, like, okay, if they can guarantee or say, okay, once you've had it and you're fully recovered, right? And there's no danger of you catching it again, then you can probably then they can say, you know what, then we can stamp these people for approval, and then they can go out to the workforce and then maybe be some aid to the people that are already, you know what I'm saying, to the people that's being overworked. Let's say if you had a nurse that had it and, you know what I'm saying, they recovered, or a regular citizen may be able to go to hospital and do volunteer work because he've already had it. I'm certified, I've already had it, but they still don't know all the implications of it. You know what I'm saying?
And if they find somebody like that, I guarantee you they're gonna run test trials on that person, do some blood work and all
Yeah,
types
exactly.
of
Yeah, because they want to know all the bells and whistles of it. Okay, why you?
Right.
Yeah. And see if they can figure out a pattern or something that they can point to and go, okay, these people.
Yep. The thing with the swine flu, like the reason why they were prepared is, you know, they had gotten that information ahead of time from Mexico, so you know everybody was kind of given a heads up. With this one, not only were they not given a heads up, but even the CDCs themselves, you know, they said that it was not the same strain of virus. So that's what's the complicated part, is because they didn't realize how fast it would transmit, as well as how it would transmit. It wasn't until it already hit that they realized, you know, how it would transmit. So, and they're still looking into that. They're saying it could be related to feces as well. So they're trying to see if there's a connection between mouth to feces, to see if there's something that ties the two. It's still very, very open book at this point.
Yeah, and then like, even though it's not typically classified as airborne, it still sits in the air for like 3 hours. I think it's called aerosol.
Yeah.
I forgot you know what I mean? But so there's little, because you know what I mean? Because that was the thing too that kind of got me, like, you know, you can just walk into somebody sneezes and they leave, and then you walk into a room where that person just sneezed, and then you inhale it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
now
the whole
you got
thing. Not even that they leave it. We talking 3 hours later. You don't even have to
Yeah,
come
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right behind them.
yeah. The whole room is
But that's when you
empty.
touch something
Right.
though. That's when you touch something though. That's when you touch if they what's the name on there, like they spit or something or snot on the counter and you touch it. That's for 3 hours. Like that's why they practice social
They say
distance.
they say they can sit in the air. It can sit in the air. They call it like
To make matters worse.
The virus.
No. This is not recognized as an airborne virus. This is recognized.
No, that's what I said. It's not.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, okay. If you said it, then I agree. Right.
Yeah. It's called aerosol. I forgot the terminology you use.
Aerosol ain't gonna last no 3 hours in the air though. It's not lasting 3 hours in the air.
I gotta look up terminology.
No,
yeah, we shared the article earlier. Like swine flu is more of an aerosol type of. Yeah, this one's it has the droplets are a lot heavier.
What do they call it? What's the terminology for that?
Let me get a word in, please. I'm just trying to. I'm getting cut off by everybody. There's no such thing as airborne. That's a misnomer. It's called aerosolized, right? Or aerosol virus, whatever. This is a droplet virus. That means it comes, like you said, it spits out and it lands on something. It's heavy droplets. The aerosolized viruses are small, tiny droplets that stick that can, you know, stay in the air a little longer. This one it comes in heavy droplets. So this is a droplet virus. It's not an aerosolized virus.
But I heard, I think the report came out that it could sit in the air for like 3 hours.
Check it out. No. I think so. I think they was talking about it can sit on something like stationary for 3 hours.
I heard the same thing. No, in air, it lingers in the
there
air.
we go. All right, no problem. Let's go. CDC.
Now, something else that I found weird during my research, if you look at when it first came in, the past couple of weeks, all the major cities that have all the major airlines were getting hit the most. So it's New York, California, Atlanta,
Yeah.
and those are like the most ones that were getting hit the most as far as the numbers of people that were affected. So that's something else that kind of questions to me because that's like a hot spot to pass on anything at an airline.
Now look at this: person to person spread. The virus is thought to spread mainly from person to person between people who are in close contact with one another within about 6 feet through respiratory droplets, not aerosolization, droplets. This is a big difference. Produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. These droplets can land, not sit in the air, in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly being held into the lungs. They land, they don't sit in the air.
Yeah, I'm not. I understand that part of it, but as I said, I think I heard somebody explain like that. I'm just looking for
Go back
the
down.
thing on it.
Go back down.
Yeah,
I'm just looking for it because I was watching the news.
There you go. Spread from contact with contaminated. That's something totally different. All right, so now here we go. How easy it spreads. How easily a virus spreads from person to person. This is a virus. This might just yeah, this is any virus. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna go to measles to show you how something is aerosolized. Like the difference. It's not gonna say droplets for measles, I guarantee you.
No, I'm not even confused about that part. Okay. Looking at something.
Yeah, this does not stick around, and this is why they say, think about it. If it was to sit around, you couldn't go anywhere. Then they'll say, don't go anywhere. That's measles. Measles.
Well, he was saying like this was why I think he was saying outdoors was okay because of the sun UVA rays would kill it.
Who said that?
The doctor.
Which doctor?
Outside it's safe. It was saying.
Wait, which doctor? No. It's not safe because at the beach out there in California, it was saying that they were too congested. So outside, not
right.
That's because they're too close. They're so close. Like if you just sneeze, you're right somebody's face.
So check this out.
This says the results published in the New England Journal of Medicine Tuesday shows the virus can live for up to 3 hours in aerosols suspended in the air, such as a sneeze or cough from an infected person.
Where's that at?
I'm reading this on an actual news station, local news station, but they list the article where it says it, so I'm finna pull that up.
Yeah, go there because the news station be capping and shit.
Hey, I'm biased. About the vitamin D, not the sun UV rays affecting it. I sent you 2 articles a few hours ago about that. Could you pull those up?
My inbox or here?
Your inbox.
Okay.
I think it's the last 2, right? Yeah.
Here.
Last 2.
Okay, where it says.
The first one says, will warmer weather slow down the spread of coronavirus? And the last one, same thing.
All right.
I gotta find another one because it's saying the way the evidence suggests. Let's see. The weight of the evidence suggests that the new coronavirus can exist as an aerosol, a physics term meaning a liquid or solid. The virus is suspended in air and in a gas / like air only under very limited conditions, and that this transmission route is not the driving factor of the pandemic. But limited conditions does not mean no conditions. Underline the need for healthcare worker, blah 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 blah.
Right. Now 3 hours is possible because it did say you can inhale it with the lungs, but it's not saying okay, someone sneezed or coughed and immediately you inhaled. It's saying you just can inhale it. So it's possible that it could be 3 hours, but there isn't a definite on that.
Okay, I'm trying to close some of these tabs. I got too many tabs open. What is this?
Yeah, I looked there, but I forgot what I was watching. I think I posted a link to it. I gotta go back into it, but they were saying everything. A lot of it's condition based too. You know what I'm saying? time range of when it survives, you know, is based upon conditions and settings. So
Okay. All right. Damn it. I got all these-
I'm gonna just drop it in the chat. And then
what?
The article that the news station was referencing is from the New England Journal of Science or something like that.
Yeah, let's try to get the most updated one because, like,
That
tomorrow
one was
something come out.
That one was
You know what I'm
March
saying?
17th.
Yeah, I'm saying you got because you know what I mean. Like every day, like it changes. You know what I mean? Not changes, are they adding to it because it's so new.
Yep. Every single day.
And
Right.
I had them 8 different strains of coronavirus too, source if y'all want me to put it back there. Like it's 8 different strains that's going around right now.
Yeah, throw it in there. I like it. You know, I've been trying to
Yeah,
read
throw it
everything.
in there. I know the one that Italy has is different, and I know that China has another strain there. But I didn't realize there were 8. So let me see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I've been trying to read everything. Make me mess around by book on viruses. Man.
I got that if you need it.
You
man,
do?
Melvin
I
got
need.
all the books. Melvin got all the books.
Yeah, I need
You gotta
one.
hit him up. He gonna overload
Sure.
your ass books. You ain't gonna never be able to read
I
all
already hit them bias to it. So yeah, I got you.
Yeah. We're friends on Facebook on the Love Social. That's my Facebook name.
Yeah. I got you. I hit you up.
So.
All right. Okay. Where's my name? Okay, I see it. So which one it was you said?
Both the last 2 I just sent you.
Which one should I click?
Start with the last one. That's from that Geo.
Amber, you sent your link. Where, Amber? In the
It's
chat?
it's in the Zoom chat.
Zoom chat, yeah.
Yeah, because when it first came out, it says it was an aerosolized, and then sometime later, I remember being on a chat with brother Reggie and CK, and then she read that it wasn't. So it keeps going back and forth. We was arguing with her. I looked the damn thing up. It damn sure said what she said. Now what the hell is this?
Because I'm thinking like certain settings, it might, but you know how they might, you know how it be. Normally, no conditions. Yes, here, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, this right here gonna have me. I'm not trying to feel it.
You gotta understand too, right? If you have a like it might say rare, right? The person that writing it might say that, you know, might say that it is airborne.
Because now I'm reading the one in Yale Medicine. It said, meanwhile, a letter to the editor published in the New England Journal. I think that's the one that Amber. That's the one that Amber posted. In mid-March, showed the virus that causes COVID-19 may be stable for several hours in aerosols, and for several hours to days on surfaces. That's a link you posted, Amber, from the New England Journal of Medicine.
So what the sun does, I guess when it says, okay, I guess when it sits down or stationary, it says sunlight will cut the virus ability to grow in half. So the half-life will be 2.5 minutes. And in the dark, it's about 13 to 20 minutes. Sunlight is really good at killing viruses, Nicole said.
Yeah, the UVA rays are strong. That's what he was saying. Like, that's what he was saying. Like, that's stronger than some damn.
Well, on the world, they address it on the World Health Organization. They address actually the study. So it says a recent publication in the New England Journal of Medicine has evaluated virus persistence of the COVID-19 virus. In this experimental study, aerosols were generated using a 3-jet collision nebulizer and fed into a Goldberg drum under controlled laboratory conditions. This is a high-powered machine that does not reflect normal human cough conditions. Further, the finding of COVID-19 virus in aerosol particles up to 3 hours does not reflect a clinical setting in which aerosol generating procedures are performed. That is, this was an experimentally induced aerosol generating procedure. There are reports from settings where symptomatic COVID-19 patients have been admitted and in which no COVID-19 RNA
has detected in air samples. In addition, it is important to note that the detection of RNA in environmental samples based on PCR-based assays is not indicative of viable virus that could be transmissible. Conclusions. Based on the available evidence, including the recent publications mentioned above, WHO continues to recommend droplet and contact precautions for those people caring for COVID-19 patients in contact, and airborne precautions for circumstances and settings in which aerosol generating procedures are performed, and they give a note for that. These recommendations are consistent with other national and international guidelines, including those developed by the European Society of Intensive Care Medicine and Society of Critical Care Medicine, and those currently used in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. At the same time, other countries and organizations, including the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention and the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control, recommend airborne precautions for any situation involving the care of COVID-19 patients, and consider the use of medical masks as an acceptable option in case of the shortages of respirators. And then they list the different masks.
So I went on Amazon for clear lungs, and like now I know it's bullshit because they got everything is 5 stars except for the people who don't like it. They got 1 star. How does the product go from 5 star to 1 star? How is that possible? Like it's like a 5 star, restaurant or hotel. If you don't like it, you're gonna say 3 star, 4 star. You ain't gonna say 1 star. Like, how does shit go from 5 to 1?
Not New York nigga do it. That shit trash, yo.
Yeah, they were saying like it worsened, like the breath.
I know.
Yeah, but it's alarming that you can't find shit on this. Oh, that's crazy.
That's how polite do. Not polite. Oh shit, Devon. Because he kind of.
They dropped words.
He dropped it at the end. He came with that at the end too. Like, hey, yeah. Before I go, I just gotta recommend a couple. Like that shit was enclosed and like, hey, and I'm out, y'all. Thanks for coming out. Good night.
Yeah. He didn't mention it. He didn't mention it all goddamn lie.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that shit. He good.
Hey,
that shit.
Hey, look, I'll piss Saneter off tonight. That's why he was like, you know what I'm saying? He's muting them and shit. He like, Saneter, you ain't gonna let me respond, Saneter? We gonna go on with the next question, better. Saneter, I can't respond. Yeah. We gonna get the next call in. He's like,
hey, besides that, it kind of gave him a heads up when he was asking, what can we do about people saying that you be bullying them? I was like, what?
Okay, right with it. Yeah, he's like, man, people don't want to come to the platform because you be okay, right there with it.
Y'all gonna beat them up. They gonna put Tebow side or none of them motherfuckers on there. They want MBK on there, none of them.
Yeah, he's
because y'all gonna make motherfuckers. That shit is not fit be capitalism no more.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious though. Yeah, I think Saneter was pissed though. He was pissed. He was like, You know what I'm saying? He pissed Saneter off. That's why he was trying to end the stream. He was trying to end the stream.
I think he been told like, nigga, you know I cater to the pseudos, nigga.
Yeah, but Unc could try to come on and Unc be trying to run a platform and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let him talk, Saneter. Man, I'm doing this, man. Respect the moderator, man. Nah, man, Saneter, you be bugging, yo. So, you know what I'm saying? So, he's like, yo, this is a Saneter production, man. This is not the Almond Ross Hard channel. You know what I'm saying?
He got to deal with that.
Yeah, so Saneter got hot. Yeah, you can look at his face and see like he was pissed. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to end the stream, like, you know what I mean? Like, end of this. You know, continue the phone calls later. He was like, all right, man, we gonna take a couple.
He started playing breezy on his ass, man.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never do that. You know what I'm saying? He try to piss Unc off. He's like, shit. Like, he ain't never let Unc not answer the question. Like, he said, go ahead, Divine. Go ahead, Rob on. All right, we're gonna go to the next caller.
Hey, we're making worse. We're making worse. What make it worse, you know, Ark realizes this, but he still chooses to ignore that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you trying to act cool and shit. Like, yeah. But he's like, Saneter, I can't say that, Saneter. We'll go to the next call. Like, Saneter, I can't, Saneter, you just gonna do it like that, Saneter? Yeah, nigga went straight to the next call like this. Saneter TV.
That was the classic part to let the motherfucker know he was mad the motherfucker you up.
Yeah.
That was the classic part when he did that. Like the question was for everybody, right? He let Divine talk for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Even I was calling the time for the chat. I'm like, God damn, time. But I think he trying to get Divine back out there though. He trying to get Divine back out there. See what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why he was using that to, like, you know, so not a businessman. They were using that to promote Divine a little bit, trying to get his stable back a little stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he needed that. He needed that. That's all better. You know,
he got Lord Abba coming tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm friends with Lord Abba on Facebook.
Got coming on in tomorrow.
Yeah, he trying to bolster the lineup.
Those are gonna be illegal, man. That's gonna be illegal. They're gonna fuck up the program again.
Hey, but Saneter like Ngozi, so he gonna let him do whatever he gotta say.
Yeah. He let it go.
He better not put Divine Prospect on there when it goes to the bar. That shit gonna get ugly.
Hey. It's been a great bill, but we about to shut it down and continue tomorrow because we pulled kind of like an all-nighter last night and ain't got much left. So we're gonna shut it down for now, and then we'll pick this back up tomorrow.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to see everybody back on here tomorrow, man.
Yeah, peace, everybody. Peace in the chat.
Yeah, peace.
All right, peace to y'all.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.